Good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to SKTV. Welcome and welcome. As you join us, let's share the show, please. Thank you and thank you. Let's share the show, please. Please and please. Let's share the show. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. To some of you who are in other parts of the world, good night. Let's share the show, please. Please, folks, let's share the show now. Yeah, let's share the show now. Welcome and welcome. Let us know where you're following us from. Um, let us know. Let's share the show, please. Let's share the show, my people. Good afternoon, good evening. We have a lot to talk about. We'll be talking about some historical facts here today. We're waiting on as we await our friends Sarah Tule. You're watching us from New York. Sarah, thank you. Thank you for following us. Ahmed Koroma, following us from Sierra Leone, Freetown. Let's share the show now, my people. Yeah, let's share the show. Yo, let's share the show. Yo, let's share the show. Tell us where you're following us from. Let's share the show. We have a lot to talk about. It is Friday. Okay, A.O. White is watching us from the Bay, San Francisco area. My boy, let's share the show now. You know, I stumbled on something on Facebook this morning. It made me laugh, and I would throw a little talk on it. Jackson is from watching us from Rhode Island. Elijah says watching us from Colombia, Bogota. Okay. Thank you, Elijah. Thanks for following us. Boy, let's share the show now. You don't time to share the show. Yopa. Che. Share the show now. Happy Friday. Somebody reached out to me the other day. Oh, you need to cut your hair. I said, pay for the cutting hair. I will come my hair with alone this guy and cut it. I'm cutting the hair. But let's share the show. Let's share the show. Roger Gibson is watching us from Knoxville, Tennessee. Knoxville, Tennessee. Let's share the show now. So I saw one article, I don't know, I think from Kenya or somewhere. I'm not even sure. I don't even recall it because I read it early this morning. Tom, my man, where you watching up from with your bias platform? Tell where you watching up from, my brother or my sister. Leave all that bias been in. Henry Winning is watching us from Rhode Island. It's a presence for me. But, you know, let me put my boy Monk on here. What's wrong with Monk? Mom, I remember wrong your video today. Your screen looking different, bro. Monk. So I read, yeah, Monk facing things.
Yeah, you say what happened to him?
Monk.
Yeah,
Monk, you're not connected here, bro.
I'm hearing
So
you.
I saw the video with sorry guys. I saw the video with not the video, the article and the headline saying the witch doctor or soothsayer, or whatever you term them as. Okay, Tom is watching us from Maryland, USA. Thank you, Tom. Tom, thank you. Saying that the medicine man or the juju man pregnant the pastor or the reverend wife. I saw it and I laughed. But I got my take on it. The medicine man or the juju man pregnant the pastor wife. And I see people different reaction. Here's my first reaction. Okay, hold on. It's me again. Hold on. Mark, give me 1 second. I think it's me, bro. Hold on. Mark, are you there? Mark. I'm not hearing Monk. If you guys are hearing Monk.
Hello?
Yeah, Monk.
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, bro. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm getting some feedback too. I don't know what's going on.
I think it was from my end here.
Yeah, okay. I think it's okay now.
Yeah, it was from my end. But what's up, my man? What's going on?
Man, nothing much today. It's just a historical day in the history of Liberia. One of the most consequential days, the end of the First Republic, according to some. But I thought it was the day that Liberia started to decline. So 44 years today mark 44 years, almost 4.5 decades.
Yeah, we'll get into that because we're talking about the history of Liberia today. We'll get our guest on. We'll try to reach him and get him on, make connection with him really quick for a few minutes to join us in this conversation. But Monk, I was reading something, some kind of article. I don't know if it's fun or it's joke, but it's very interesting. It's very, very interesting. About the headlines talk about a pastor wife was impregnated by, in Uganda, was impregnated by the witch doctor. The pastor wife was barren for years, and the article is there. The witch doctor, and the story seemed to be real. The shock, the pastor wife was barren for 10 years, and she finally got impregnated by the witch doctor. I'm seeing people having mixed reactions. Some people are pissed off. Some people are this. Some people are that. What your take, Monk? Before I give my take, because I wanted to give my take, but let me hear from you. What is your take?
It's kind of a strange because you're looking at this the healing and the Sons and Wonder Gospel, and you found out pastor why would a pastor will be interacting with a witch doctor in the first place? Let's talk about getting impregnated. That would be the first question that would run to mind. She's supposed to be the wife of a pastor. I know every pastor doesn't come with the same gift and talent, either way you want to call it. I would say a gift. But why will a pastor wife be doing with a witch doctor? So it just tells you exactly that I don't think she married to a real pastor. Because even if he never had a gift of healing, he would be in prayer with other people, with other pastors, with other men of God to at least strengthen his faith for some miracle. I mean, like, I don't think he's the oldest person on the planet. So God can work in a mysterious way in terms of childbirth. If you read the Bible, I think Sarah was 99 or 98, and Abraham was almost 100 before they came up with Isaac, right? So for a pastor wife to be consulting a witch doctor just to give birth, to get impregnated, then I really don't know. But like I keep telling you, I practice spirituality these days. I'm not into religion, so I don't follow these modern days and all the preachers and everybody around here that preaching the commercial and the Sons and Wonder Gospel. Because we were warned in the Bible that it says signs and wonder will follow you. It never told us to chase signs and wonder, right? That's what we were told. If you believe, if you come with faith, then signs and wonders shall follow you. It means that these are things that will be happening to you naturally based on your faith. But if you are the one chasing beyond witch doctors and other pastors just for the sake of healing, yeah, I believe in healing. I believe there are men of God that will pray and instantly God can work in so many ways. But equally so, going to a witch doctor at the wife of a pastor, I don't know how you can even put the two together. It just don't make sense. But
Well, Monk, some people will say you were explaining tire. They will say I will explain tire. But let me give my honest take on it. As I'm seeing two sides of the coin, and I think your question is valid. I think you have a valid question, very good point. But let me start off by saying off the bat here that the two sides of the conversation I want to have is I want to focus on the witch doctor. And in one side of my conversation, I want to say I'm in defense of the witch doctor. And you're the Christian. You're here today. Me, I support the witch doctor on this venture. Only if you listen to this. Because sometimes when we hear people make statements, we don't check breaks. We just run with part of what they said and we get emotional. But I stand with a witch doctor only if this woman and her husband agreed, or the woman and the pastor agreed to go to the witch doctor. I support the witch doctor. Yep, you don't give Kasawali to go to keep it, and you expect to go to keep it. That don't make any sense. We are humans. I told you before, and I'll keep saying it. All men, let me say it to you again, including your president, including your vice president, if they are men, including your pa, including your uncle, your brother, your niece, your nephew, have the potential, have the ability, all men, to want more than one woman. It's in our nature. Don't let none of them fool you. Not because you married to him for 40 years or whatever it is, that's true. All we have that nature. It's in us. We only restrict it, we only suppress it, and we only control it based on our maturity, our environment, our responsibility, and other societal factors or titles and so forth. That's all. You give our chain, we'll get more than one woman. Let me tell you today, that's our nature now. We'll have more than one woman. What are you talking? That's not something that you can pick. Nobody teaches us to do that. No one has taught us to do that. That's our nature. That's a man's nature, to want more than one woman. Yes, that's true. Don't let nobody fool you, my people. So if the pastor get a woman to the witch doctor and he think this is a joke, he think a spiritual thing, well, then his prayer has been answered. You need to shut him off and go sit down. Yep, his prayers are answered. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, I stand with the witch doctor on it. If both of them agree, if the pastor and his wife agree to go seek the witch doctor, because the monk said it wouldn't even make sense. In fact, if he exposes the pastor and his wife, pastor and witch doctor should not be in the same sentence. You know that? You understand it? What the Bible say? What the light and the darkness get to do together?
don't be not equally yoked with unbelievers.
Exactly. So on that part, I stand with a witch doctor. On the other part, so there are two sides here that I would take. On the other part, if the pastor did not consent to his wife going to see the witch doctor, then I think the woman did wrong to the pastor, and she would need to apologize.
Yeah, that's what we want to think too.
Yes, I think that's not a good thing. That's a betrayal. But on the flip side of that also, if the pastor and the wife agree to go to the witch doctor, and the pastor is blowing the alarm or making the noise, the pastor needs to apologize to the woman, and I stand with that woman. I stand in solidarity with her, and I will call on all women to stand with her for the pastor disgracing a woman. Because in this context, the pastor becomes a fool. Let me tell you why. You see, I know somebody you cause the pastor, did that thing, fool in the Bible. That means Jesus calls us. That means the people who wrote the Bible calls us. Fool in the Bible, don't even check. But you see, the pastor, in fact, I would even encourage a church member to collect something. If the pastor agreed with his wife to go to the witch doctor to solve the particular problem, I would encourage the pastor to collect offerings and tithes and for them to carry to the witch doctor to tell him, thank you for doing a great job. You're here today. I will encourage the pastor to do that. The entire church should do that because God can answer prayers. Maybe the pastor believes that God want to answer a prayer. What's wrong with that? So, there's no need to get there yet. Either way you put it, the prayer will answer one way or the other. Whether that the woman went there unknowing to the pastor or both of them agree, the prayers was answered and the church need to be satisfied with that answer. They need to tell the Lord, thank you. Because even the medicine man that God made, yeah, the witch doctor that God made. So the prayers was answered and the pastor, the church need to collect something and give it to the witch doctor. And they need to start misbehaving. They need to shut up, go get testimony. You know, and we can get unspoken prayer requests. That should be an unspoken testimony. They don't need to call the what do they need? The witch doctor need. They don't need to say that witch doctor, that miraculous baby. They can get testimony in the church, and they need to collect offering for that. That's my take on that. But Mr. Kind of work on what's going on. Last night we have fun. We had a good time. yeah. Last night.
I can't tell the people the way you can eat meat.
No, leave that story. Listen, we didn't bring the fire good and you started. Forget it. We went on a fast here. But anyway,
I want to tell more what you did because I never seen you eating meat like that before.
Leave that thing. Listen.
Okay. But anyway, my people, y'all good morning, good afternoon, good evening. The message I will not talk, but I will not talk.
Wow, we got Melbourne coming on today?
Yes, they will be here.
I don't know if Steve
yeah, all of them got his stuff. Melbourne and Lawrence, both of them have the information. They will join us soon because Melbourne signaled me not too long ago that they will join us.
Yeah, but Mom, my man, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank God for life. Another day. Today is Friday. Today is my offering day. I guess hope our audience know. Today is Friday.
You know.
Today is a historical day, and today is an offering day. That's double whammy on SKTV.
So Steve, did you talk to Melvin the Shield? He's supposed to come on. He will also send the link to somebody else. Did you talk to him?
Yeah, one Casper.
Well, I didn't speak to Melvin the Shield. The only person that Monk and I spoke about was someone. I haven't sent the link to him yet.
Was that the same person?
Yeah, same old man from Europe too. Both of them from Europe.
Yeah, no, the other guys would have been Labrador there. He's going to go to the studio.
Melvin the Shield is in Labrador?
No, Melvin the Shield is in Europe. But the other person...
this man is in Europe too.
Okay.
Yeah, so
you send a link to Melvin, Monk?
Or let me send a link to both of them. I don't know if they will show up.
Yeah, but send a link to them first. Sure, at least call them.
Yeah, let me send it. Let me send it. For Melvin, I got him off WhatsApp. So let me copy it first. Yeah. Exactly. And then send to Melvin, and then Mr. Casper. I will send it on Messenger.
Yeah, send to both of them. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, those are old hands. Those are some of the hours and account people of the event.
Yeah. Yeah, but Steve, did you recognize your people?
Yeah, I started recognizing one or two of them.
How come we're not sharing the show, Steve? I'm not seeing anything.
For me, the first thing I can do, if I can even say accept your link, but our people they hard to talk to.
Yeah, the sharing are beating.
Before I get on the show, I finished sharing the link, like maybe 10 different groups on my page.
Yeah,
the first thing.
On a personal page. Well, Mom, we need to summon Steve, man.
What's going on?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Do you want to summon you for?
Yeah.
No, I was talking to Mom behind the scene.
Okay, yeah.
I'll invite Orito in our conversation too.
No.
Yeah.
I thought you said I saw men conversation again.
No, that's the man. I said
the other part I would discuss last night, the conclusion before something, and we kind of check in with each other when I got home. So they Sonny ready, right? They already faced the. Hey, don't let me go in detail. The Tobagi, Sonny.
Yeah, they man can be taking food picture. Like they got an open restaurant. They won't leave from SK.
Slow down, Mom, listen, Mom.
I thought about here again. Second pay. I said, what?
Okay. Yeah, because I saw it on the page.
Let me tell you something.
Okay.
Mom, right now, I'm fasting. I stay fasting, right?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, you know, after the fast, I can still go for another 6 day after the fast
Oh,
month.
okay. All right.
Just to, you know, accompany the fast month. Yeah, to say bye-bye. Yeah, so I can still fast for another 6 day after that. So what happened in the prayer day, that one you know, you don't have to. But after that now, you can go for another 6 days if you want to. You know, but we the BB Muslim people that now.
Yeah, Imam, I gotta go extra. I
Yeah,
gotta lead
extra.
away.
So people were attacking me yesterday. They say, you bad, you on your own.
So man, again, reason I wait for that 30 days to enter my additional
Before you
6
run
days.
for the territory feeling, and you want to talk about.
So, Mr. Kane, my only question is, so the other fast now are inside too? Because the 6th day now, while looking at it. So that means we got to break the regular time?
Yeah, no, you don't have to break record. You can hear anything you want.
Okay,
They are about, you can hear anything you want. Remember, but
okay, so that means the thing already said it ready. I can break. Okay. Yeah, now you're talking. Now you know, that when we had a kind of conversation, we are motivated.
But the thing I don't understand about this man, even when there was specific time to break, he was not even fasting. So talk about where
more. You see that probably you don't understand the issue.
Yeah, they make you understand. More can understand.
Then working with this son here for meaning now leave. Yeah,
the second thing of it, when there was a specific time to break the fast, they may who are not fasting or breaking fast. Now we are doing freestyle and asking when the time to break it.
Yeah.
No, we won't break it.
You know what the man trying to say? Whether he needs to wait for me.
Yeah, that the whole part of that because of the sticker part. That is
whether you can come in your regular time to do a thing, or you gotta wait for the real breakfast time.
Yeah.
The question we're asking.
So, but the way you say it now, I understand the core already. I will be there earlier to face it, and then that will join you later on when you break originally. And you know the original breaking time, then we'll break again. So that means that 2 times today, and we're good for today. That the advantage of working with you.
My other sister to Son Queen say she can go fast, but she can break fast every evening.
She can't hold it, but she can break it.
She can break it. She can hold it, but she can break it every evening. Yo, that is troublemaker, and she and Steve.
But anyway, Mr. Kane, I know Milbo is here.
So if you are not grateful, maybe telling the Almighty God, thank you for you to be alive, then that means you are ungrateful. So let me join my team as in the Seku, Steve, and that Brazilian monk. Yeah, I know you've been talking about me, but I'll be no wahala. Yeah, go ahead.
You telling Almighty God, thank you.
Easy.
The other story that go in Uganda where medicine man pregnant a pastor where you're not discussing that one. Anyway, welcome to the show, folks.
Thank you. Let me see what happened. Thank you so much, Steve, and that Brazilian monk, and that Seku. But Seku, yeah, man, Seku, not the fast Seku, physical morphology, don't look okay to me. What going on?
That is sleep. That is sleep.
I woke up not too long ago.
That is sleep.
That is sleep, my man. My eye will be clear, but you don't worry.
Yeah, but Steve, the Seku, don't look it.
My man,
remember that smile? I come from Japan, right?
Yeah, my man. You know, let me tell you something. Melbourne, they Matthew Barrow share you well so. My team there, you were right now.
Rollers.
Yeah. They Matthew Barrow share where you were. I like it. So you just make sure when you take it or you pack it, you somewhere, one kind of you just hand it over to me. Because the media when you coming down to put your mom and say my people are coming from underground. You see, that they found that shit. Anyway, Eugenia, the Tobogi is here. Eugenia need to come to Steve. Eugenia says she want to come break the fast.
No.
Why not?
No.
I want you.
Eugenia and I still hold on, so she's not coming.
No, that one by you wrong.
Lead that thing. We lead that thing.
If there were anything like triple and quadruple stakeholder, Eugenia would have taken that title.
For what thing?
Because Eugenia, number one, when she came here, share the show. She will even write, tell people, say, you share the show.
Lead that thing.
you also write and say what you contribute. Then how can she not stakeholder?
No, the problem.
All the major stakeholders there in Virginia, Orito, they put it, you don't like. What kind of man so?
She applied to be stakeholder, but she didn't make it.
In your book, right?
No, she didn't make it in the book that Melbourne get out.
Melbourne qualified her a long time ago.
Melbourne, where's our book? Please show our book today because the listing will go by it today. Get exact. Thank you. Melbourne,
needs our book.
In our book. The couple of people in our book. You understand?
Needs our return names.
No, there's not there.
Yeah, you don't need number one on the list.
Oh, okay. Anyway, folks, welcome. Welcome to today's edition. Today's the 12th of April 2024. Timestamp here in Phoenix, Arizona. It's 11:30 a.m. As always, the Liberian people are the most important people on earth. Most importantly, the Liberian women are the most beautiful women on earth. Those of you who are joining us via the radio, True FM, we want to say thank you for following us, for listening to us as well. Thank you, and thank you so much. Today, we want to get a little bit into the history of why we are here, what brought us here. Yesterday, Sekou and the rest of the team and myself, we talked a little bit about the efforts of members of the government, the games that they want to play, and some of you were doubting it. When SKTV broke that news, some of you doubted it. Some of you were hesitant, skeptical, however else you want to term it as. We'll follow up with it here in a little bit because we are still getting information regarding some of the plans and the discussion we had here yesterday. They're afraid, they're concerned as to how were these information leaked and what's going on. We'll try not to go into some sensitive details here, but you can rest assured that we are following play-by-play description. We told you on SKTV that if you go in hell and discuss that with Yay, you go to heaven, you discuss that with Yay. Anywhere you go, you talk anything with Yay. Anything you're here today, we will know it and we're Yay. And we'll have the conversation with the Liberian people. As long as it has to do with security issues, it has to do with the peace of Liberia and the stability, we'll talk about it in public. We will. So we'll give you a little update in a little bit. But Mr. Kind of here we are. I know Monk talked earlier about 1980 brought us to here. Talbot, Tutman, most recent former names that we can hear about 44 years ago, 4 decades ago, brought in Samuel Kayando. Samuel Kayando left the stage 1980. But I want us to go back just a little bit because this history that we have, we didn't just come here like this. And that's the place we miss everything up. People think.
What is that?
I think it's from Mom.
Oh, it can be from me though.
Yeah, maybe there's some car that was passing.
I'm in a building, so it can be your car. It can be from my end. It was sounding like.
Okay, now we're good. We should be good now.
So Mr. Kind of want to lay some of the history here, and we'll have 1 or 2 people joining us here briefly with a conversation.
So,
how do we get to 1980?
Yeah. So, what I wanted to do while we await the guys to join us, for the past 3 to 4 days, we wanted to talk about Alexander Cummings a little bit, but every time, before we do it, we always have something else coming up. And I think while we await those guys to join us, I think we can update the people about that a little bit, I believe, if you guys want to dive into the, historic conversation. But
yes.
But I wanted to also do that. But if you can do that. But if you want us to discuss the history right now, then we can also do that. We can have a special day to talk about Mr. Cummings and what's going on. Because
no, I think it would be fair. I agree with you that we circle on the Alexander Cummings conversation just a little bit and the CPP as to where they are, because I think they have a press conference due very soon, because that's part of the other news. So yes, and then while we are with those guys to join us for the historicity of Liberia to what brought us here today. I think it would be fair. And thanks for the reminder, because I know the CPP sent out a notification. I saw it on Chairman Musa Bilide's site that they're going to be speaking to the public about the CPP and the forward march. So yes, I think that's fair.
So, to our people in Liberia, in the diaspora, and everywhere else, if you are doubting whether or not Mr. Cummings will be on the political stage or will run for president 2029, first you must ask yourself, 2023, Liberians across the world and Liberians in Liberia, almost everybody agree that the challenges we face as a country, that Cummings is the best answer. But due to political loyalty, country solidarity, tribal solidarity, and in Liberia, my time, your time, that the other person time, that person time. Because of those things, Liberians, those that were supporting, or those that supported Joseph Nima Boakai, they said, let Cummings wait. 2029 will be a time. Or if Boakai were not in the race, the best person to take this country is Cummings. That's what Boakai supported and say. Equally so. So we are supporters were saying, CDCN, overwhelmingly, that if Cummings was not, Boakai, Joey was not in the race, the best person for the country would have been Cummings. So now, there's a possibility that Boakai will not be in the race, given his age, his health, the pressure that comes with the presidency and everything. Boakai might not be in the race. So the UP or Boakai supporters that say Cummings will be the next person, are they going to really turn to Cummings to say, well, this man deserves to be president because he knows exactly what's going on? The broad problem is economic. He can change Liberia economically. Liberia needs trust, and he can bring that trust to the country. And Liberia needs outside support. He has that contact in terms of creating private sector's jobs and also encouraging investors to come into the country. He got that, he got that place. That's his area. Are they going to say that? Or are they going to go for another criminal to say, you know what, Cummings is not criminal. He doesn't know about Liberian politics, because knowing about Liberian politics is about being a criminal or being a killer.
That's it right there.
Yeah, it's about being a killer or being a criminal or knowing how to steal. Then that means you understand Liberian politics. Or are they going to say, you know what, we have suffered for too long. Let's turn to Cummings to change this country. So Liberia can be respected again. So Liberia can be trusted again. George Weah people, George Weah just left the presidency. And George Weah was kicked out because of his performance was very decimate. George Weah was not a good president. He was now a hands-on president. He didn't show understanding of the presidency. He didn't show his, leadership, any leadership. You have people controlling everything. Now, what we just heard, initially we heard that George Weah, given the way he left the presidency, George Weah was not thinking about coming back. And George Weah said he doesn't want to run for president anymore. Because that time he feel betrayal. That time he feel like the people that he in power, they didn't support him, or they did not do him well, and they were the reason why he lost the election, forgetting about his inability to actually to have done what he could have done. Steve, you okay? Okay. So now where we are, for political reason, some Jowiya supporters, the likes of Eugene Nangbe, and few other behind the scene, who are no longer in government, and their only survival is to be in government. They are still forcing George Weah to run again for president. They are giving assurance one more time. In fact, they are telling George Weah, Mr. President, you got political capital. The country is hugely divided. Half of the people voted for you, half of the people voted for Joseph Boakai. So if you just stay out of the political space, you'll be wasting your political capital. Run or try to stay relevant politically so that even if you decide not to run, you can make money. You can, even at that point, you can sell the party, or you can form alliance with somebody, or maybe run. If you don't win the first round, if you can't get anything in the first round, then you can sell the party to somebody in the second round, to the highest bidder. Or maybe wait to the last minute, you can give the party support to somebody else. But one thing they're not taking into consideration is that George Weah just left the presidency for the fact that he was not competent to do the work, because people say he was so inept. He did not understand the presidency. He did not understand leadership. He did not show any leadership. Those who were taken from power are the ones that could not stomach the fact that they were kicked out of power in less than, just in just one term. So those are the ones that are actually forcing George Weah to run again. And they also,
Sekou, 1 minute, please. Send a link to Lawrence. Lawrence keep calling me back to back.
I don't know, but Steve says yes. I don't know.
Yeah. Please.
All right. Let me do it.
All right.
So George Weah and his people, if they wanted to remain relevant, I think they could work. Who said? Somebody sent me. Who is this person? Please bring her on. I don't know who that person is anyway. Yeah, so if we are was actually, that president or that person serving Liberia, Jowiya would have been re-elected. But to even think of Jowiya coming back to run for what? To do what?
Yeah, but so kind of quickly, the link was sent to.
I already sent it to the guy.
Yeah, it was sent to that guy because we don't normally send it to Lawrence.
The Alaska, right?
Yes, it was sent to Alaska.
Yeah, it looks like Alaska is not even online. I don't know. I'm not seeing. I sent a link to you already.
Yeah.
But the other guy, the Lawrence is. He's a young man. You should know how to get to Alaska on WhatsApp, man. Yeah, you got your phone, so let you just get to WhatsApp. We can send it to him directly. So, George, we are people. Majority of the people believe that Jowiya should not run again. But there are few people that actually telling him he should run again. And Jowiya, for him, many people believe by 2029, Jowiya will go broke again. So Jowiya going to use the CDC as a money-making tool like he did in the past. That's the only reason why they are staying relevant politically. But they know that they don't have what it takes to change Liberia or to do anything for Liberia. There are people there who are in the government, who are enjoying free money, who are there exploiting the country. They will be angry. They will oh, Jowiya are the best person. Jowiya got to be president. Just say, as if to say other people don't know what they are doing. Jowiya coming for what? To be what? President? What did he do when he was president? And the fact that Joseph Boakai is still starting on a wrong footing, appearing as if to say he never left serving government before, not understanding anything. Every day they are switching, removing, adding and subtracting every day. Up to now, they stay forming government and people still not seeing light. So because of that, Joey are getting brave to say they're going to run again. But for the most part, all the other names we're hearing, Fonete Kufa, Sir Joseph, Nyombli, Kanga Lawrence, all of the people then you can hear their name. We try to do our own survey like we did before and during the election 2023. Liberians that voted for Joseph Boakai, some of them regretting already. Even some of the inner cycle, those of them that voted, those of them that actually campaigned, some of them are discouraged because of the fact that they didn't get their name on there. And some of them are very, very embarrassed for the fact that they don't seem to be on top of their game. Almost 3 months after the election, they stay now knowing what's going on, they stay forming their government. Some of them are ashamed, especially some of the involvement in corruption, some of the money, issue that they've been getting. Some of them already discouraged why they voted for Joseph Boakai. Those that got a job, they're still enthusiastic. Their family are happy because they feel like they have the opportunity now to enrich themselves too for the next 6 years. But majority of the people are actually, scratching their head. But what did we get ourselves into so? So, if you look at the political field, many people believe that the next election should be Cummings' time. Because the country is going backward. The country is not going anywhere. And the question about Cummings was stranger is no longer a conversation. The question about Cummings not being around enough is no longer a conversation. And there was no question about his qualification and competency. So majority of the people are saying next election going to be Cummings down. The concern of a lot of people was that what is Cummings thinking? Is he thinking about coming back? Cummings want to run again. What is Cummings thinking? Even some Cummings own supporters, whether the ANC, whether the VPP or any other supporters from outside of those arrangements, they are concerned whether or not Cummings is going to run again. If John Weir was a failure, if Joseph Boakai is a failure, then why should we even be asking questions? We are people who are blind loyalists, who too don't love the country. They only love Jowia and their party. They believe that Jowia should come back. Because for them, it's about term by term. CDC finish, the party can, the party finish, CDC should come. So if CDC wants to remain relevant, or they want to use their political capital and also be able to change the country, I think they should form alliance with Cummings for Cummings to be the main person, the presidential candidate, and CDC can provide a vice presidential candidate. Joe don't have to run for anything. Joe can still remain relevant and be a kingmaker because he cannot be president. He has failed already. Joe cannot win another presidency. God has everything, but based on what we have seen, if Joe was somebody else, you would have just gone, in coma politically. Not saying anything, not doing anything, just watch how things going to look like. But for Joe people to start talking about Joe 2029, it's not only out of desperation, but it's an insult to the Liberian population. Somebody that was given the opportunity to run, you were given a senatorial position, you did nothing. You were given the presidency, you became one of the worst in the history of the country. Most bulk of your people get sanctioned for corruption. Most of them are on record for stealing from the country. The country got destroyed. And we are even yet to see some of the destruction that Liberia underwent under George Weah, when all the agencies of government, ministries, when they provide their reporting as to what they inherited from George Weah government, that's when the Liberian people will see the real picture of what George Weah and the CDC did to Liberia. That is not in any way making Unity Party better. But George Weah was a disaster for Liberia. George Weah was not a presidential material, and he never had good people around him to do anything good for Liberia. That is the fact. That's the reason why Liberian people rejected him. I know most of the people, they are happy right now thinking that because Joseph Boakai performance is not good. But no, Liberia belongs to all Liberians. And we got a lot of good people. We got competent people that can change the direction of that country. Excluding George Weah and Joseph Boakai. They have been tried. George Weah was given the opportunity to show to Liberian people what he has in store. He performed decimally. He has nothing to offer. He doesn't even know how to be president. He outsourced his responsibility to people. They did appointment for him. They did everything for him. He was just there. Even in any country, for a young person to be president, and had the opportunity to go for a second term, and the manner in which Jowia was kicked out of power, Jowia would have been, she should have been even ashamed of himself to even think of anybody to tell you, say, do you know how CDC got destroyed at the last minute? Many CDCians believe that Nangbe, what's his name? Len Eugene Nangbe, who is now forcing Jowia to run, that they believe that he was now a sedition enough that he destroyed their party. Before Jowia went to Italy, do you know how many sedition, do you know how many meetings they had saying that they should kick Jowia out of their party because the way Jowia treated them, the way he considered, the way he didn't show leadership, the way he considered out of anger, the way he dashed the hope of all citizens. I know some of my friends in the CDC are not going to be happy with me today when I'm talking about things like this, but it is the truth. You guys, nowadays, you guys want to be like the United Party people that we know, during the time of CDC, they didn't want us to mention the Unity Party. They didn't want us to bad mob CDC because they were in power, and not to shine light on the bad behavior and some of the wrong thing done by the Unity Party. But in all honesty, you all know that CDC was a failure. And that's the reason why they got kicked out of power. So you cannot give any tangible reason as to reasons why you believe CDC should be re-elected or CDC should even come to the picture. Or in fact, if CDC can come, it shouldn't be George Weah. Who else? Who else? So we also did our background investigation, whether or not Cummings is interested. Lawrence, welcome. So whether or not Cummings is interested in running for president in 2029, our information is that yes, Cummings is interested. Whether he has, made up his mind, or he has making the decision to say, yes, absolutely, I was wrong. We don't know about that yet, but the thinking, the interest, whether or not Cummings wants to run for president 2029, that is there. SKTV can report to you that yes, Cummings is interested in running for president. And we have forgot what these little party loyalists, the blind loyalists, then that the Facebook party people then who just there to make noise because they are angry that Unity Party kicked them out. Jowia come out, they see out of anger. But they know Jowia is nothing, got nothing to offer to Liberia. They know that. And most of the good people in the GDC, they believe that the fact that the CPP endorsed George Weah in the second round, they believe that the best way forward. In fact, the fact that the CDC adopted or accepted those developmental agendas, those 12 or 14 cardinal points, the fact that CDC adopted that, and they were endorsed by the Unity by the CPP. Most of the key players, they want CPP or somehow Alexander Cummings and the CDC to work together. Who else can be president in the CDC that is presidential material, that we have what it takes to be president to change Liberia? When they had the opportunity for 6 years, the owner went behind. The country didn't go forward. Whether it's about killing, whether it's about lack of development, current going off, electricity, not no problem. no electricity at the airport, no safe drinking water, rampant corruption, Zogo Seyamiye, everything just going bad for the country. For the people to even have the audacity, the feeling to say, Joe can come. No, CDC can still remain relevant because they get a lot of grassroots support. CDC can work with other parties, other people. Let's say if you can take Cummings, take somebody else who can be president, who is a presidential material, who has the relevant contacts and the technical know-how to manage the country. Liberia lacking management problem. That's why Joseph Barker is struggling right now. He's now a manager. He's not an administrator. He's not a leader. He's just a party person who has been around in politics for a long time. He has built and grown a lot of blind loyalists, so they support him no matter what. 90% of Joseph Barker supporters believe that Joseph Barker is now presidential material. They just want him to be president. So they too can have their time. Similarly, Joseph Barker supporters then they know Joseph Barker is the nobody when it comes to president. They know Joseph Barker got nothing to offer, no new idea. They know that very well. But the only reason why they support Joseph Barker because they say that's our party. That's the men being around for a long time. Let them met 10 years. Let them met 10 years. Let it be Joseph Barker time. If I've been around. And when Joseph Barker there too, some of all will have our own time. We'll be a appointment. We'll be ministers. We'll be assistant minister. My uncle will be minister. My will be this one, director, this and that. That's the only reason why they voted for him. But they know 100% that Joseph Barker got nothing to offer. They may even worry about his health. But yet, because of this political reason, now you're not caring about the country. They say, you know what, Joseph Barker is the president. So Steve and Mong and Lawrence and Melbourne, SKTV is reporting that Cummings is thinking about running for president. But we don't know yet if the Liberian people are ready to change Liberia. One of the people who talked to told us that if Liberia wants to see a better Liberia, it will be to bring Cummings to the presidency so he can be able to change the look of our country from the hostile world so the country can be trusted again in terms of corruption, so we can have leaders who are even struggling to get the confidence of the United States. So if you think that Cummings was not running, or if you are one of those people who is trying to take advantage of the political vacuum, thinking that, well, if Barker not in the picture, Joe we are not in the picture, nobody there, maybe Cummings was not wrong. Don't put your money on it. Cummings is thinking about running. Whether he has decided today, we don't know about that. But yes, Cummings is thinking about running for president. And majority of the people who were in leadership, especially in the CDC, they believe that they can work with Cummings and their party can remain relevant again. But Joia does not have to be the one leading, because Joia showed no leadership. He showed no competency. He showed no understanding of administration. And he was as corrupt as the war itself. And the entire government under Weah was corrupt. So Liberian people will not be ready to bring Joia back, especially a fragmented CDC or divided CDC. So that's the information, Steve.
Thank you, Mr. Kennedy. Monk, do you have any? Monk, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, go ahead. Let me hear from you, and then I'll make my point here on something I wanted to say. Go ahead, please.
For me, I've studied elections in Liberia dating back to 1997. I got my own take. I got my own theory when it comes to election in Liberia, and I said it well. I said, if I were Mr. Cummings, you see, in the Taoism, they got a theory or a particular pillar of Taoism they call the Wu Wei. That Wu Wei means the law of effortless action. Sometimes when you chase things in life, they run far away from you. You got to attract. You don't chase. I said it on the show. If our Cummings, I'm not making any effort to run for the presidency until I can see something, some signs in the street that these people are ready to make a serious move without even consider the idea. And the reason is very simple. Joseph Boaga didn't have to do that much to win an election in Liberia. And Liberia is literally turning into a two-party state, and people hate change. From 2005 to 2029, it will have been 24 years that the presidency has oscillated between CDC and Unity Party. So for me to just believe that they're going to change shape, it's not going to happen. I said this on the show. You got two groups of people in Liberia. That's why the whole events of 1980 was very important. When people's minds are not developed, when you go through war, when you talk to experts, whenever you go through civil crisis, it lasts up to 2 generations. The vast majority of the people making decisions in Liberia, they will not analyze things the way how you and myself see things. There is no country on the planet in this day and age, 21st century, that will even put Georgia in the conversation for president, with the exception of Liberia. If I were to put Cummings and Joseph Boaga, despite the fact that Joseph Boaga has 40 years of experience, I said no, there's a difference between leadership and having a job. Nowhere on the planet, based on current economic circumstances, that you put Cummings and Boaga on the ballot, that Boaga will even be a challenger. It will be a one-sided event. It can only happen in Liberia because Sekou laid his own premise. People believe that they can take advantage of certain situations, that they can come to government, they can steal, they can make the most money, they cannot put the country's interest forward. So they will always lean to the vulnerable, the one that they believe that they will get the maximum return on their investment from. A guy like Cummings is seen as an outsider. He's not a political establishment figure. He never been in the killing, the rampant looting, the corruption in Liberia. So he's a strange element in Liberia. Let me tell you something, my brother. When you are going to win an election, you can tell. We saw it with Darius Dillon. You saw it with Yeke Koluba. You saw it with Joseph Boaga. They told you, even if we take his casket to the executive mansion, we will still vote for him. In Liberia, people vote psychologically before they can cast the ballot to reaffirm that psychological state on election day. When they are ready for you, you will tell, you will see it, you will feel it, you will hear it from the Yana board, you will hear it in the Texas cab, you will hear it from everywhere. If our comments, I'm not putting a penny in any political activity until the people themselves can make that decision that they will carry you. Let me tell you something, Steve. Even the bicycle you can ride, when you're riding bicycle, at a certain point in time, you don't pay the bicycle, you can just sit on the bicycle, let the bicycle to carry you. The same way with day and night. You don't have to pray for day to come. When it's nighttime, you know that day will come. That's why they call effortless action. It means that you're not doing anything. It just means that when that season comes, you don't have to work twice as hard to get minimum result. Let me tell you, the system is so corrupt that even up to the elections commission is divided on partisan line, that they can literally determine who get a particular vote or not. So why would a guy like Cummings want to go and spend his money and resources, talk about his resume? No, these people don't vote on resume. They don't want experienced people to come in government. They don't want people with great ideas. That's how they vote. So Cummings is not going to change anything until the people themselves can consciously decide. Look, the World Bank came out with a report that Liberia is west of 6 years under a weaker government than the previous administration. If you got people that can even think of the idea to bring George Weah back, then why would a guy like Cummings want to even put effort in Liberia? I won't advise him to do that. If the people want him, I say it, you will see it, you will hear it, and you will feel it. That's just how they vote in Liberia. Look, my brother, I was not even old enough to vote during the chancellor election. But I know Liberian people, when they go for something, they are going They are going all in. And the Hard Charter are able to win with almost 80% of the total electorate. That's it. Cummings, you push it again, they will find somebody. They will go for another criminal, another thief. Look, let me tell you something. I can bet my money 90% of the time. If we're to have election, maybe a Jeremiah can even get more vote than Cummings. Or a Prince Mo will get more vote than Cummings.
In Liberia?
In Liberia at the moment. And it's not that
You say at the moment or 2029?
At the moment of 2029, if we're to go to the ballot box, I put Cummings on the ballot. I put Jeremiah Kuhn on the ballot. I put Prince Moore on the ballot. Even with Cummings being in the race, maybe they might be able to get more number than Cummings. It's not because Cummings is a bad candidate, but in the minds of the average voter, they are not thinking in the direction of Cummings. And this is the sad impact of Liberian politics. We are not voting on issue. We are not voting on ideas. We are not voting about moving the country forward. It's all about tit for tat. It's almost like the IE and Barrow. When one party is in power, they'll be like, we are just waiting for our turn to prove to the other side that we can do this. That's why it has come down to. So if you bring a guy like Cummings, let me tell you something. When Delon told you that Cummings wasn't going anywhere, he called Cummings ticket and Charlie Bronskin ticket or going nowhere 1 and 2. How you think he came up with that conclusion? Because he understood the electorate. How they think. They were all in on the rescue train. It's not that because the rescue train could bring more value to Liberia. A guy like Dylan will not want for Cummings to be president for Liberia. You think he will want that? No. Because he know from where Cummings cometh, he know his ideas, he know the kind of a dream and aspiration, he know his capabilities when he become commander-in-chief. And it will not resonate with too many of them. That is why Cummings becoming president is almost like it's a steep slope to climb. I don't see it until the Liberian people themselves can make that decision. I will not invest a penny in Liberian politics.
So, Steve, before, let me just say something very quick. Mom struck a brilliant point. But you know, time changes.
Yeah.
And people as well. People change along with time. You know, the political vacuum in Liberia. For example, you will not know how Liberian people were thinking until that time you will see it, especially some of the names you mentioned. If Jeremiah couldn't run for something today, for president, he can win in Nimba County. And with Prince Johnson having a divided mind, Jeremiah Kun may not even win Nimba County. You saw how much Jeremiah Kun got when he ran for senator in Nimba. If the CP were not divided, he'd have gone glow. That one would then thrown in it. He didn't would have won that election. The reason why the mindset that Mount just talk about still exists in Liberia because people have still frustrated. The election just finished less than 6 months. And people are not even sure whether or not Cummings is considering running. I can tell you, if Cummings make up his mind, SKTV reporting that he is still interested, we know that. But if he make up his mind, yes, I'm going to run, and Liberian people believe that he is ready to run again, he doesn't have to spend any money from the start. But what that will do, it will stop certain people from even declaring their intention. You know, having a country with the kind of electorate we have in Liberia is kind of hard to determine. But I can tell you, 1 year in Joseph Boakai's presidency, after eating Liberian already forgotten that Jowia failed them. No, they have been forgetting. They know that Jowia was a failure. They know that CDC was a failure. And those who are saying now, having George, we are in the conversation for president as CDC. What do you expect of them? That's what they will do. And that's what they should be doing. But most of the people that are supporting the Cummings, when they stay frustrated, they're not even sure whether Cummings is going to come back. But if the belief is there that Cummings is still interested in becoming president, and Liberian people who think that Cummings is the person to change Liberia, like they started during the 2023 election from both sides of the aisle, whether it's the United Party or the CDC, they all believe that Cummings is the most qualified person to do the job. But the only thing they say, let them wait for a time. Those two people, they still believe that this is Cummings' time. The only thing they're waiting for, they want to know, they want to get some sense of assurance that yes, indeed, Cummings is going to run again. You will see the difference.
But Secretary, is where the problem is. They believe people did a lot of generic survey saying that based on the present situation of the country, the economic situation, who do you think is perfectly suited to run this country? Maybe you will get 3 out of every 5 or 4 will tell you say it will be Alexander Cummings. Then we ask them, will you vote for Cummings? They will not vote for Cummings. Yeah, you can make the case that Bwaga might likely not be on the ballot. But it was the same reason Bwaga resurfaced in Liberian politics with the help of the CPP. Now, if you are telling me that Georgia is contemplating on coming back to the election, do you think those same people, it's not a matter if Cummings is ready to run for the presidency, the question is, are the Liberian people ready for Cummings? So you're asking the question in the opposite. Cummings was always be ready. He made himself available on 2 separate occasions. The question is, are the Liberian people ready for Cummings? That is what I am yet to see. I haven't seen it yet. Because I know in Liberian politics, let me tell you something. Madam Salif came in 1997, I can remember, just a few months of the election. I know that had been the MO of Liberians. But of all the politicians that were on ground, she did better than almost every one of them, with the exception of Charles Taylor. Because Charles Taylor already had the country under his possession for a lengthy period of time. So it was just impossible to beat Taylor. When Madam Salif came back in 2005, you could literally feel that she was going to win the election. And she did on 2 occasions. When George had time to win the election, we could tell the people voted that way. They just ended the election. We could see that the wind was still trending in Bwaga's direction. When coming time reaches, you will know. Nobody will tell you. It have happened in 4 different elections.
Yeah, but it's too early to determine that.
I don't think about being early.
Yeah, because we just in 3 months in Joseph Bwaga presidency. So nobody can think that direction right now. A lot of people
to see Joseph Bwaga may be 3 months into the presidency. By the time Joseph Bwaga is done, United Party will have been in power for 18 out of the last 24 years. United Party is an institution, 12 years of rule, and then giving another 6. So even if Bwaga is not on the ticket, for the fact of the matter that United Party is an establishment that will have held power for 18 solid years, you will not expect for them to get weather off the same because Cummings is in the race and Bwaga is not there. People tend to vote for what they choose or what they believe. If United Party found somebody else and put it on a party ticket, they will still get the support. Maybe it will not be with the same magnitude of a Joseph Bwaga, but there will be an establishment. They will still be a force to reckon with. So that's what I'm telling you. The question is not if Cummings is ready. The question is, are the Liberian people ready for Alexander Cummings' presidency? That's what I want to see.
So let me,
let's see Cummings.
Let me take it from a total different angle from what both of you are saying. I sat down quietly and I listened. And I think it's important for us to be realistic about this conversation. First thing first, let me be on the record that I support the CDC calling on for President George Manawia to resurface. I support him 100%. Whether he will run, whether he will not run, I support them. Politics are not church. Politics are not friendship. Politics are politics. And there is no small politics. If you want to run for office, make it known you want to run. This idea of sitting down and thinking that people will come to you is absolutely wrong. It's fruitless. is counterproductive. Be on the record that you want to run. Let the people know you want to run. And the issue of running for president is a personal choice. Now, when you let the people know you want to run and you are on the record, then maybe they can choose to revert towards you or come towards you or not. But at least you can leave the people hanging. And you expect them to just gravitate towards you. That's not how it works. Why, if you're not interested? If you want to say, I want it, say, I still want to run, establish that fact first. I think that's where I have concern with Mr. Alexander Cummings and his camp. They have done nothing to insert themselves, made their presence known, and provided themselves as the options. They sat down in the CPP and allowed Joseph Human Boakai and Unity Party to insert themselves and made themselves known as the alternative or the opposition to Joe Weah. They did that because the strategy was poor. They were reactive instead of being proactive. Places that they're supposed to get really radical and take some serious move, they sat down. And the same mentality the Liberian people will gravitate towards us. Let me tell you something. You want the Liberian people to gravitate towards you? They will not just work and gravitate towards you. First of all, the Liberian people don't even believe. You know, Mr. Cummings started gaining traction, certain point in these whole things. Mr. Cummings started gaining traction when Mr. Cummings stepped off that regular moral and you got to be like that, you got to be like that. When Mr. Cummings started sending some punches, people knew that he was there. The people we are dealing with, the Liberian people, let me say this to you today, they gravitate towards people who speak for them. That, unfortunately, that's the mentality we have. Mr. Cummings and the CPP cannot sit supinely or just go sit back and say the Liberian people will come towards him or they will see as an option. No, that's not true. The people who fill the political vacuum at this time will be the people that will gravitate towards. Even if they have to go back to CDC, they will do that. That's why they went back to Unity Party, because you know what? Joseph Boakai did not just sit and say, even in Joseph Boakai illness, Joseph Boakai was still coming out to talk or to make the president feel or to make the people feel that he was still around. So the people, from a strategic standpoint, came in with that notion that even if he is dying, look, you know, when we say some of these things, sometimes people get there with us. But Mr. Alexander Cummings, if he chooses to run, if he declares, and that's why I say I want to be on record again, I will support Alexander Benedict Cummings if he decides to run. If the day he admits say he won't run, I want you to know. Remember, the election was not announced. The election results were not announced. I was one of the very first Liberians in the diaspora that said I will support Alexander Benedict Cummings if he decides to run. The second round were not even announced. The results were not even announced. The reason I'm saying this is because politics, you have to be strategic. Look, I don't support Donald Trump. I don't support Joe Biden. But the reason why Donald Trump has been competitive to Joe Biden, even up until today, Donald Trump makes himself known. He makes his presence felt, whether in the media, whether wherever it is, whether to talk controversial things, whether to go against certain things, whether to make certain, anywhere against abortion. If you they want Arizona rule, the state of Arizona rule, he said they went too far. You know, he want to side with them. Mr. Alexander Cummings, when last did the CPP ever take any? Who told you you can sit on the side and say, let's get the people chance? Politics are politics. You giving chance. You and Baka on the same team. The thing when you want Baka get it. Then you sit and they say, let's get a poor chance. I see all Alexander Cummings, sorry, get them people that who's supposed to talk for him. All of them seem like they're aligning with Unity Party people. They're aligning with the government because they want job. And you say that people will gravitate towards them.
But that's my point you just made. Steve, if I ask you a question, over the past 6 years, name me one major hot-button issue that Joseph Boakai talked on when he was in Liberia before.
Exactly.
Nothing. So Monk and Steve, you know, let me agree with you guys to some extent, and then also tell you some of the area that I do not agree with.
What about joining my last statement? Maybe my last statement.
No, you're making. You're making.
I said I maybe my last statement.
Go ahead.
More join me on my team. Let me say
okay,
this.
bye.
Let me say this. Whether you like the CDC or not, whether you like George Weah or not, they have positioned themselves strategically as the leading opposition party, and by numbers, from the most recent election results, the CDC is the biggest opposition party. Let me say again, the move that the CDC is making, that the same move Unity Party made. That the same move Unity Party. When you see Jefferson Koji, then you see Joe we are them going to event and taking picture and they're spraying it and they're doing it when they're doing that one. They're not doing it because they didn't get work to do. They're doing it to position themselves because they see the law. They don't want the vacuum to be there. What is the CPP doing? What are they doing? CPP member them chasing job. Some of them passing around selling their integrity as we speak. And I don't want to also sit down and say they see what money. They're not ready yet for prime time. They're not ready yet. You know what? I encourage the CDC to do even more than what they are doing. In fact, if John Weah wants to run today, let John Weah insert to the mark and say, I won't run again. John Weah has the right to do that. I can guarantee you. And the Liberia will gravitate towards him. And there's two-party system that we're talking about. The CPP or the ANC or Alexander Cummings and her people are the ones who are making the two-party system to stay being existent. They must insert themselves. Who told you when Ellen King in 1997, she didn't know that there were forces on the ground? Ellen was very strategic. She was meticulous. She was deliberate to be able to bring the party around. What will it cost the CPP to amalgamate forces with the CDC? You think this is a joke? You got to negotiate. You got to make your presence felt, especially in the terrain that they're in the Liberian politics. It's not a joke. So nobody coming to come go to Mr. Alexander Cummings and say, oh, that you will want. And that's not true. It will not work. That in your dreams, you'll wake up. And Mr. Alexander Cummings, if you won't run, I'll be your supporter, but you have to announce it. I don't do that thing. The same way I don't do unspoken prayer requests in church. I don't do unspoken vision. I don't know what in your heart. Tell me what you want to do. Then I can support your vision. You're not talking me and you're not in that thing. You'll be passing around looking for a job and you're say you're serious. They want to see Unity Party.
Where has to go?
Can I use it today?
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Jimmy, I don't want to come in.
Yeah, we got to face team.
Let Jimmy come in because the way you're talking right now.
Yeah.
And the funny thing about it, some of my old people there, they don't want me to toss that.
No, but we change the topic today. Say, in fact, the topic we're doing with my people, don't forget it. We're not going to that topic today.
Seriously, man. Seriously, the conversation is just so interesting. That's just magnificent.
That's what I want. We change it today.
Yeah, man, you're alive. So I will give my time to you right now. Go ahead, Mr. Chairman.
You know what? I just had a charming. Running for president is a little different than running for representative or senator. If you look at the last three presidents, after they lost or after a general election, there were no question as to whether they were running again. For the first step. So in 1997, when Madam Sally lost, Madam Sally went back to the drawing board and she brought in a team in preparation for the next election. Madam Sally went to the conference in Accra. She was part of the interim government, but she didn't win, so she withdrew.
Yep.
You look at George Weah in 2005. George was popular enough not to speak on issues. Madam Sally spoke on issues. So every president is different. President Walker couched himself as the most experienced. Just give me a chance. I'm parked in the garage. All I need is a good time to push me on the road and I'll go. Cummings, on the other hand, have not positioned himself to let the constituents know that he's running or not. So Steve is just about right in the sense that, look, Walker is not going to run. So there are at least about 4 persons that we all know have a chance of winning. And Cummings is perhaps the best choice in terms of the way Liberians are saying, give me a chance. So if Cummings really wants to run, there's no time then after the 100 days to declare that I'm in a race. I'm going to build a team. I'm going to speak on issues.
Yep.
If he doesn't do it and sit back, he will have absolutely no chance because he will make the same chance he did in 2017 when he joined the CPP. Dr. Segu, I will send you the original memo of understanding between the three political parties, barring Bena US party. It was a simple memo that says, let's collaborate in terms of issues. How it morphed into collaboration, it's never happened in Liberia's history. All of the collaborations happened election year because you got to determine there's no three-head dragon. One dragon has to be superior to the other.
Yep.
And Cummings made a mistake by joining the CPP. Walker would have been out if Bronskin was alive. He was never going to allow the CPP to be a shared organization, because everybody knew that Bronskin was next in line. Walker knew that all I have to do, Bronskin's out. I just got to sit back. I got a brand new car. It's in the garage. I don't have gasoline there. But Cummings got a gasoline, and he doesn't know how to drive. So let me wait until he push me out and put the gasoline there. You see the results for it. So it is interesting. I do believe that the current vice president has a chance because by virtue of his position. The Senate, don't let them fool you, man. The Senate is not a place to take precedence from. And you know why? Especially the leadership of the Senate. The leadership always protects the interests of the members. And if the government in power does not succeed, people blame the Senate. So the president of the Senate, her chances are best by being number two to somebody. But she could not be the head of a ticket and win, especially if the government does well. Guess who take the credit? The vice president. You see the double-edged sword. If the government does bad, all of them take the blame. If the government does well, the vice president moves in as number one. So who's the opposition? The president of the Senate can be the opposition. The speaker of the House cannot be the opposition. You see the difference?
So
that's why it's hard for the speaker or the president.
Chairman, let me ask you this question. You spoke about Cummings speaking after the 100 days. Joseph Boakai is yet to hit 90 days. So do you think Cummings is right for not speaking now? You got to wait till the 100 days, or Cummings' people, supporters of Cummings, the surrogates, should start speaking on issues, or they should all wait till after the 100 days?
Well, Cummings did not lay us a vision to move ahead. So Cummings forfeited the right to speak until after the 100 days. That's one thing. And there's a saying in politics: you never use the same team twice.
Nope.
Yep.
So who's there? Is that the campaign chair will be the person to speak? No. Cummings needs a new organization. Cummings needs to bring people that have nothing to gain from this government.
Yes.
That wants to say, look, we are here to stick with you. So none of the old people that led the campaign team should be in the next arrangement as the head. They can only be the advisors behind the scenes. Well, Cummings needs to bring a new spokesperson, a new chairman of the party. Cummings needs to build ANC as a party.
Yeah.
New collaboration in terms of speaking on issues. That's it. But Cummings cannot go and say, I want to go. There's nothing in the history of Liberia called collaboration prior to elections. Walker waited to elections a year before he brought in Jeremiah Boone. Okay? Walker was the weakest of the three parties going into the CPP. He had no money, he had no organization. But he has something. The Liberian mindset of time is your time. So I think you is Cummings should wait till the 100 days is over, and then he comes and say, "Look, I have decided to run or not." If Cummings is not going to run, you gotta let people know in the next 30 days.
Let people know.
If Cummings is going to run, you say, "Look, I've given Walker listed in his vision. campaign. This is why he listed. Also, Waka listed in his 100 days accomplishment. This is why he listed. This is why he's accomplished. And I believe, based on what he said in the campaign and what he's enumerated during the 100-day, he has not done it. If he can't do it, then he won't be able to do it in 6 years. Because, look, if you look at the projections of the budget, it's still going to be below $700 million in the next 3 years.
Yeah.
Or they can collect $1 billion. From where? When all of the concessions in Liberia combined can only give you about 37 million, 38 million, where are you going to take the money from? There's no environment created for business entrepreneurs to come and make business. Look, I tell people, and I do a business promotion, if I had $1 million today, where can I put it in river sets that will give me back my money? It will not happen. So when I heard Snow saying that Americans does not have the tolerance level for corruption.
You don't.
No one will bring $1 million in Liberia where there's no infrastructure in place. That your return on your money is guaranteed that you're going to lose your money if you put $1 million in Liberia because the environment is not conducive.
All right,
So
Chamayato.
if the government can create that environment, it's not going to work.
Chamayato, thank you so much. Thank you for your input. Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
So,
You know, it was my time to talk now.
nobody
Wow.
get your time. Oh,
I give the time to the chairman.
yeah.
So you want me to talk again? I can give you the chance to talk.
No, talk.
Because you don't have a problem.
No, because we'll go to the line to talk.
Yeah, we're going to go to the line. But let me say this. Cummings does not have to rush to make any announcement today to say I will run. If Cummings stay interested in politics, still wants to be president, Cummings does not have what Waka had. Waka has served in all the government previously. Waka had the name recognition. Waka had served as vice president for 12 years. Waka had surrogates on the ground who were desperate to come back to power. Cummings does not have none of those. So Cummings and Waka are two different animals when it comes to Liberian politics.
There we go.
Waka never had money, but Waka have strong surrogates who themselves were ready to come to power. They were hungry, desperate to come to power. Cummings does not have those surrogates. Everybody that work for Cummings want Cummings to give them money.
Yep.
Everybody that want to work for Cummings, they feel like they are working for Cummings. They're not working for Liberia. They're not working for themselves. They are doing it for Cummings. That's the difference. I think if level-headed Liberians, like-minded Liberians, if you believe that Cummings is an answer for Liberia, if Cummings can change Liberia, given the fact that we know that Jowiah is incompetent, given the fact that Waka is old and also incompetent, and now you're going to have what left on the table, so corrupt mandate politician in Liberia. Whether it's those corrupt senators, whether it's the corrupt Jeremiah Kun that Prince Justice says he's corrupt, the oil defendant says he's corrupt, whether it's George Weah who was inept and corrupt to the core, that destroy the fabrics of our country, whether it's those corrupt senators who are bent on stealing money from the country on a daily basis. If you Liberians, outside of politics, outside of government, whether you're in the diaspora or you are in America or anywhere, or you are in Liberia, it's about time now for them to get themselves together and say we need something better than all of these people. We need something better. The reason is simple. What Cummings can do, though, you don't have to run for president to speak on ills in the society. You don't have to be running for, you don't have to announce to run for president in order to speak against bad governance. And there's no particular time for that. You can't say tomorrow, 100 day, 10 day, 5 day. No. You got to show to the people that if something is bad against them, you should speak on it. This is not way to do things. Let the people fight for.
Yep.
Even without you announcing anything, if Cummings continue to speak on it, you don't have to announce that I'm running for president, but your action can tell people that you want to run for president. Why is it that people are projecting this person, these people, that person, this person want to run for president without them saying anything? Because their action. What Cummings need to do, he doesn't have to announce that I'm running for president, but he has to speak on issues. Bad governance, corruption, and all the bad things these guys are perpetuating against the people in the country. Cummings is supposed to be speaking. He's supposed to be speaking, telling the Liberian president, this is not what you deserve. If Joseph Boakai is proceeding wrongly, Joseph Boakai acting like he doesn't know what's going on, Cummings should say, well, I'm disappointed in Joseph Boakai. This is not how a president is supposed to behave. This is not a good start. Then the people know that, okay, you know how to start. But if you're not speaking on the ill in the society, you're not telling the people if they're doing the bad thing, telling them they're doing the bad thing, Liberia will not see you as a fighter.
Yep.
I don't think Cummings need to rush to say I'm running for president, but Cummings need to be speaking out. Speaking on issue from radio station to radio station. If something is bad, it's bad. And not because running for president, you're calling them out. Let's say, for example, somebody died, people got killed in Kinjaw. Cummings can speak out. This is wrong. Our people are not supposed to be dying like this. We need an investigation, an immediate investigation, and let them know exactly who killed and what happened. So the people there who are victimized will know that somebody is speaking for them. You don't have to say I'm running for president. You don't have to make any rushing announcement or phone alliance with anybody. Just speak out. Let the people know that you are the one who's supposed to be their leader, who's supposed to be speaking for them. So that way, I think I don't want to come back, but
they come. I want to follow up what you don't say. Well, let's check.
Yeah. So
maybe we're having fun to enjoy the conversation.
So this is exactly what Cummings do. But what I say here today, and I can tell you for a fact, whether or not Cummings is thinking about running or Cummings is interested in running for president, yes, I know he is interested in running for president. But if I were Cummings or I were run Cummings or a passing Cummings, I would tell him to start speaking on issues, to start, drawing the line. If Joe Boakai perform badly, call them out. And Cummings should start making conversation with stakeholders and other political actors behind the scene. Because what happened in politics, you see, Yeka Kolba, in as much as Yeka Kolba does not speak political language in terms of making, beating around the bush, he call it as is. But Yeka Kolba been speaking on issues. Yeka Kolba got a lot of support right now. Yeka Kolba got more support, even popular right now than he was before this election and this election. Because why he's speaking out. Is Yeka Kolba presidential material? That's up to the Liberian people. Vice presidential material is up to the Liberian people. Senatorial material, I don't know. It's up to the Liberian people. But in terms of relevance politically, in terms of having followers and people believing in him and trusting him, he has that. More than any other politician in our political space right now. The reason is very simple. Liberian people who never voted for Joseph Boakai, some who are against Joseph Boakai, even some who have voted for Joseph Boakai, they see Yeka Kolba as the truth teller, as the fighter, and for the right reason, fighter for the Liberian people. So, in short, Cummings going to run for president. But Cummings needs to start speaking. He doesn't have to say, I'm running for president. He got to start speaking on ills in the society and assert himself as the savior. He doesn't have to say it. But his action can inform the Liberian people that this man is ready, and that's how people gravitate towards you.
Can I come in, Sekou?
Yes, sir.
That is why when I started the conversation, I just hope people get it right. I said the law of effortless action. It does not mean you will not take action, but there are certain times in life you go with the flow instead of pushing things. And Chairman Yato laid the same premise. Madam Salif, Joseph Boaka, and Georgia came with something special. They were well known. Madam Salif, can you imagine? She was the fiercest critic of the Toba administration. So she started from the 70s. She never needed any reintroduction to Liberian politics. The only difference was Charles Taylor was the obstacle 1997. So when she came back, she didn't have to push that much to win the presidency. Joseph Boaga, 40 plus years, 12 years as vice president. That is why he waited. The case that Sekou just made, this is why I keep telling you, effortless action. You can be an advocate, you can keep speaking. The thing is psychological.
Yeah.
If Cummings is not going to run for president, why would he want to be an advocate that will go to the mouth of the ordinary voter? He got to be interested to be talking about ills in society. But if you tell the Liberian people now, because it's like a two-party state, you don't want to agitate one side. Why you think Yeke Koluba was more popular now? Because sedition thought that when Yeke Koluba was doing advocacy, he was only there and he was against Georgia. Failing to realize that he was talking about both sides. He never picked a side, technically. Now, if the election results are telling you that Cummings got 1% and Cummings want to forge a political merger, it was the same arrogance that Unity Party came with to the table. We were there for 12 years. We got more numbers than you. How can we go into collaboration for you to be number one with Joseph Boaga there? If you think Cummings was to go to CDC and want to forge a collaboration, and he got 1%, you think sedition will left for ANC to head a ticket that they will be part of a collaboration? No. What Cummings need to do, be an advocate, talk all you can, but I'm not making any announcement for the presidency. I will leave it open in it. I will see the movement on the screen. I will see the trend before I can make that move. He tried it right now, trust me, at the end. But anyway, somebody will have to be wrong anyway. He can use either approach, but that would be my logical approach to go with.
Yeah. Be an advocate, be there for the people, and let people know that, let people know that this man is fighting for, this man is a fighter, and this man is ready to see change that we deserve as Liberians.
So Mr. Kane, I'll just say this real quick. Cummings need to focus on the ANC, revitalize them, bring new team on, and move on. That's my point.
So what happened to Steve? You're talking, he said, I'm a point. He just went. Okay. Yeah. So, Mabel, what's going on? You going to take us now?
Yes. So let me just transition a minute in the studio B to take calls.
Transition. You know that you don't want to be doing it. You know transition.
No, everything already said. Just that I was enjoying the conversation, so I'll come back to studio A. Yes, yeah. So a minute. Yes, indeed, a minute.
No problem. You can do that. So, Tiola, I understand Mr. Cummings just buried his mother. We are not saying that Cummings is not talking or he is not talking. We are saying he should start talking. He should not say, but he doesn't even have to announce that running for president. Even if Cummings in the end decide not to run for president, but he is one of the political icons in Liberia. He's well respected. He is former presidential candidate who ran for two different presidential elections. Cummings has supporters. Cummings has the name recognition. And Cummings is regarded in the minds of, now don't look at all the funny one right on Facebook. But in real Liberian people's mind, people who really think Liberia go by turn. They feel like Cummings. Who else in Liberia there? Show me one person. Joia and Boakai, take them out. Who else there? In the minds of many Liberians, they see Cummings as the next person to be president. All the one you can see them running their mouth, insulting the gentleman, trying to be disrespectful. The meaning to Mr. Cummings, they are all non-entities. They are nothing. Those are followers that they were eating the crop from TDC government. So for them, that Joe will come by, nobody else will come by. But in the minds of many Liberians, say, well, Joe we already failed. Joseph Boakai not going to run again. He's old and he's sick. And he's not performing to the expectation of the people, even to his own people. So who else? The minds can run to Cummings. But if Cummings remains silent and do nothing and say nothing, that will not be good. All he can do, doesn't have to say I'm running for president, but as political leader, as one of the person who could be president tomorrow, when things are happening, you have to make sure you speak out. You call them out. You tell the people, no, this is wrong. No, this is right. You can't do this to our people. When somebody dying in jaw, you speak for them. When something happens in total, you speak as a political leader. So that's what we are saying. I think Mr. Cummings needs to start speaking. Maybe back to you.
All right, thank you so much. So 0778-339-682, that's the number to call to be part of the show right here on Truth FM 96.1, the Heart and Soul of Liberia, on the SKTV right here. So there are a lot of calls coming in. Let me get to the line, pick this first caller. Hello?
Yeah, hello, neighbor. How are you?
Yeah, my brother, go ahead, your name and from where you join us.
And I joined the conversation for Upper Carwell. And I would like to say this to Sekou. Our history in Liberia. Nobody can come from 1% in win election. It's very difficult. We want to see, that other market.
But Joey, I mean, Julia Baga just came from one country to become president in next election.
Before the city came, second man said, "What city won election?" But and give second to president. We are and they not only become president, but second to feel or think that Cummings will come from 1%. I want to understand the educated people in this country, the United Party that we draw. They tell all the good things that they are so educated. President, where is the next president today? See our country so we want. Everybody in our country is listening to President. We are left here for LC. Today we are suffering. The work on Honorable Baka and the United Party is giving. I can tell you, today the election, we will vote President. We are prepared, Joe. We are in no vote.
All right. Thank you so much. Today's caller, good evening.
Good evening, Memo. How are you?
Yeah, my brother, great. Thank you. Go ahead, your name and from where you join us.
Thank you. Thank you so kindly for your show. Well, I want to thank you and I join for you so much. I listen to Sekou, Steve, and Mark talking about who should speak to issues. And if Mr. Baka came from nowhere, even though there was no finance to respond campaign, what let me say this to you. Maybe you're not understanding a lot of people you. When George Weah came in 2005, he not gave money to all who voted for George Weah in 2005. George Weah, people believe in George Weah. So to think that Cummings will kind of think, that you're applying or that you're supporting Cummings, and can even encourage people to vote for Cummings in 2029. No circumstance that people will think of.
All right. Thank you so much. Today caller, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Sekou and Labour.
Yeah, my brother, go ahead, your name and from where you join us.
Yeah, Peter David Kappa, I come from under the street like Ilua Johnson. Thank you very much for a fascinating discussion. And Mr. Cummings really had a favorite new style to perform, and he really delayed the process. Politics in Liberia is based on advocacy policy. Since the elections was over, we have not spoken on any national issue in Liberia. I know in that they are that born in Kuma. People are even wondering if they say it. So you really need to recalibrate and come with that particular vigorous and advocacy policy. That's the kind of policy that Liberia brings. See, you get all about CDC and other political parties. You want to sit down, Stephen Freeman and other guys, see the policy for him. Otherwise, it will be very difficult for him to become president in Liberia.
All right. Thank you so much. Today's caller, good evening.
Good evening, neighbor.
Yeah, my brother, go ahead, your name and from where you join us.
Thank you. This is the brother with and I joined this conversation from this city. Let me appreciate you guys for the discussion. You know, the issue about Mr. Cummings, coming back to the point, for me, I would like to advise thing. Honorable Cummings, you know, whether you are a very good, decent appearance that people like you. But I would like for you to still advise of this form again by people who are loyal to another political party who behind you just for your resources. There are a lot of people behind Cummings don't love him as an individual, the whole loyalty and allegiance to another political institution. They never knew that Cummings would have lost the election and would not go anywhere. When the biggest Ryan or his propaganda team decided to not attack the sitting government at the time, but rather to attack the opposition or partners, the opposition party. How can you be saying that you want to replace somebody and you're not discussing the ills of that person and promoting yourself, but rather you're leaving that person to attack somebody who's not in the position to? That's why I do that. We're not going anywhere, but when you come, just part of maybe a decision, what that government has decided, let me wait here and see as to what Ambassador Kwake will perform, and that which we know that he will perform based upon his expectation and his knowledge or the experience he has in government. So we watch and see after 6 to 1 year, after 6 months to 1 year, we will know the level of the government, but it can be in 2 weeks.
All right, thank you so much. So the line is very, very jamming. I have Pascal and also have Cyrus Mane. Cyrus, good evening.
We're not hearing Cyrus. Okay.
Go ahead quickly, bro. No time.
Let me just make my take on this whole. Maybe you gotta give me a day of studio time or SKTV time.
Hello, my brother. Go ahead. No time on the radio.
Yeah, so let me give my take. You see, when we talk about this committee, I want to agree with Mr. Khan, I want to agree with Moses, and I also want to agree with President Monk in one way. You see, when we tell people about Mr. Cummings coming back to election, you know, I was privileged to be in one of the meetings with Mr. Cummings the last meeting. Mr. Cummings told us that we should be in 1 year, 6 months. It doesn't work that way with politics. So the thing is, we know all of this, you know, all of what went on. And for Mr. Cummings to come back in our Liberian politics, he needs to play a cycle. And that is the truth. When you see these people who support Mr. Cummings, you know, they start to behave that they love Mr. Cummings and other people who support Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings needs to play a cycle. Mr. Cummings needs to be strategic. You need to come back different. If he's coming back, there are very people have a notion of Mr. Cummings not connected with them. This is the time to work. You got 6 years to start working. And people telling us that it's still early. People saying Mr. Cummings not supposed to talk and blah, blah, blah. I'm telling you, Liberian politics is no diplomacy. Mr. Cummings is coming back. He needs to come back ready and you know, to be, you know, blood and flesh with Liberian people.
All right. All right. Thank you so much, Sarah Mane. Quickly, Pascal, David, 1 minute, please. We got to go.
Yeah, thank you. I will be very frantic. So, you know, look, you're being Mr. Cummings as well. Somebody say you go behind Mr. Cummings and lay. But why yourself putting for Mr. Cummings? With all that the man explained to you, a policy agenda. The only thing like people will say, if they're coming, the men are new men. I think you're coming to go back to the door. Imagine how they sound, how they speak up. Just get somebody back to the position, the person say that was your main position. But you want me to come in to go and be senator before you're elected to the presidency. What kind of sense of preaching here? You can't even go in like, bro, you just made decision, you know, out of envy, out of hate, out of jealousy. That's how you make decision in the country. That making a snake, but say, oh, the men are gay, the men are gay, the men are coming. So you know somebody who has
All right. Pascal didn't want to cry. So, Steve, that's it. No time. We got to go.
Let's go to Mark. Let's go to Mark and Steve.
I think you heard a reaction from the callers. It tells you everything, and I said it from day one. The moment Cummings announced the presidency early, it will be dead on arrival. I know our people. Our people will use emotion to catch the ballot and use logic to justify their emotion. They will find every reason. You know, somebody can tell me, Cummings supposed to go the same route that Georgia went. We are king for senator before we became president. The reason we are banned because we are king from the soccer field. Cummings, the office of the president, they call it chief executive. Cummings spent more than 30 years of his life in a corporate environment. And you think that to run for the presidency, you have to go. No, it was just an excuse as not to vote for him. When we got to the election, the next cliche or the next label that came away, he was too greedy and he was too desperate. You look at a man that's almost 80 years old, that got huge medical condition, that don't have the energy, and you look at Cummings, you say Cummings was greedy. Cummings and Joseph Baker, who's greedy? For a guy who spent 40 years in government, 12 years as vice president, with huge medical condition, age and all and everything, he was still running for president. When he told you that you are only going to run for one thing in 2017, how he won the election. And you look at other guy, they're coming, and you said, no, Cummings is greedy. He took answer for the presidency. The Liberian people will find every excuse as not to vote for Cummings. That is why I'm telling you, when there is an indication that they are leaning towards Cummings, you will see it. Nobody will tell you, because other than that, they will find every excuse in the book, and I know they will find another one in 2029 until something dramatically changed. I know those people. They have never changed over 4 to 5 election cycles, and I don't think it will change anytime soon. So, but anyway, that's what they call politics. Politics is you don't want to be right. You just want to be right most of the time. So he will have to go one way or another. But if I were the one advising the campaign, I will go with that trend. I will be the advocate. I will talk on issue. I'm not making any open declaration of presidency until I can get a feedback from the Liberian people as to where they themselves want to go. Because that country is the most unserious country on the planet. Any country that will even consider the idea of a weird presidency, they're not a normal country. And that's because I hate Georgia. That's just the reality. No country on the planet will even put Georgia in the conversation to be even president. It will never happen anywhere on the planet. It can only happen in Liberia. And that is why we keep getting the result we keep getting. Because when you got people who think in such a manner, who cannot juggle between logic and emotion, that's why the country will always end up. I mean, you can love Georgia all you want, but you knew that Georgia was not capable of running your country. But yet, you decided to take that risk. Now you end up with Joseph Boakai again. So the country is just not ready. So a guy like Cummings, you cannot put too much energy in a country that is not ready to make progress. Why were you going to do that?
So I think from my end here, I'd like to thank the caller first of all. You have mixed.
Sekou, I mean Steve, please.
Sure.
Today is Friday, please. Just to the listening audience, somebody made that comment. I think it was Felicia Freewallow. So I hope you guys didn't forget, because the conversation is so interesting that even Milburn said he's not even reminding us to give her any hint. He's talking about money business, but he just clapping, he enjoying the conversation. So to the listening audience, just know that today is Friday, and you know what we do on Friday traditionally on SKTV. But go ahead, Steve.
Thank you, Mom. We'll definitely resume that conversation. Let me just make this point. I think the callers have mixed emotions, and majority of them are either supporter of the current government or past government, and some of them want to come back, right? So that's obvious. So they'll do all of that. But here is the thing. Here is my point. At this stage, I'm not concerned about George Weah, Joseph Yuma Boakai, anybody else that wants to run. At this stage, I'm concerned about Alexander Cummings as to how he will insert himself in the conversation. And yes, all of those people that were named, that were president in the last 3 or few different elections, the 3 different presidents we have, starting from Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, George Weah, and Joseph Yuma Boakai, they inserted themselves in different ways. For example, George Weah might not have been a critical or vocal person, but he used his party, the CDC. Look, these are things that you can borrow from. These are strategies that you can imply, you can put out there. They used the party. The CDC were very effective. They were robust. They gave Ellie hard time. So guess what? At the end of the day, guess what? The Liberian people gravitated towards them. Even though Joe Weah were not rushing around saying, "Oh, wrong," but you saw the way how the CDC handled themselves. You saw how they pushed their agenda. I am saying, if Alexander Cummings chooses not to announce that he wants to run for presidency, given, but Alexander Cummings must be inserted into the conversation, and that has to come through his party. The party cannot be lackadaisical. Look, let me say this. Apart from few people who are committed to the Alexander Cummings presidency, most of the party leaders and the party members are looking for jobs. They are hustlers too. They will tussle. So they're making their way high. Instead of them standing up for pushing the party, can you imagine ANC and CPP people choosing between Joe Weah and United Party, some of them? You make any sense? The people that are seeing of the two, how can you be choosing between them? And I see some of them defending Joseph Boakai. You able to defend Boakai? You able to that means you have abandoned what you stood for. So this is the quagmire Alexander Cummings is facing. That's why it is hard to sell him, because imagine you get Alexander Cummings people that all on what are the different stations there. They're talking funny things. They're teaching their tongue. They own money, their own interest. They own money, the interest of Alexander Cummings and the party that they saw. If you don't want to be part of the party, or you don't want to be part of CPP or ANC, then just resign and go be talking funny things. But if you will be talking funny thing on the side, and you stay claim to be leader in the party, then you are questionable, big time. So they don't want to honor Mr. Alexander Cummings, and this is what I'm saying. I will support Alexander Cummings, but if I come to support Alexander Cummings, it can be business as usual, because I'm not part of that foolishness. If I support you, I support you. I don't support you, I don't support you. It is what it is. But they got to make up the mind on what they really want to do to sell Alexander Cummings. For example, let me give you a typical example. You got CPP or ANC people going Liberia most of the time. They have the resources. The little projects then that they can do there. Have they ever thought about using some of those projects in the new Alexander Cummings? But everybody get a small group then. They get the Doctors group, the Mama Yada Come Together group. Okay, who's identifying what groups? Who name on it, who label on it? Sell Alexander Cummings through this thing. All these small strategies, then they work over time. But again, when I say everything here, I will volunteer to support Alexander Cummings when the time comes. When Alexander Cummings tell me say he won't run for presidency, or he announce it publicly, I will support him. Until then, I'm sitting right here, I'll be in my corner, will be watching. Y'all be honor money yourself. Like your honor money Alexander Cummings. I don't want to say it.
Well, I don't know about that. But I think Cummings himself should just be vocal and speak for the Liberian people when he needs to. So the Liberian people will see him as a fighter, as somebody who is actually fighting for them. He doesn't have to be president. He doesn't have to run for president. At that point, when I've seen him as a fighter, as someone who care about their well-being. Not only running for president, but you have to be tough. You gotta take criticism, you gotta take insult from the government in power.
Yeah.
You gotta get their hate. They gotta see you as a threat. They gotta see you as somebody who is inciting people against them, because when they do the wrong thing, they don't want anybody to talk. When you talk, they will threaten you, they will put you in the news. And as a politician, you have that's what you want.
News.
You want to be in the news, and for the right reason. So them person is fighting for us. That's what is hitting you. Let me tell you something. Amen. Remember Costa of all people. Costa was called all the names.
Yeah.
Costa been quiet for the past 4-5 months since we have lost the election. Now everybody now going to worship Costa.
Yeah.
Because the fear of his mouth. Yeah, because they're afraid of him. And they are preparing for 2029.
Mm-hmm.
More Ali running to him. Dillon running to him. Amara running to him. Everybody visiting Costa. Costa is the new darling boy of Liberia. That's Liberia for you right there. You got a bunch of people that got no integrity. They don't care about country. They care about nothing. So the ordinary people, they look up to people who speak for them. So I think Mr. Cummings, so many people are here listening and they will take the message.
The people that are running the Costa, I don't know which matrix they are using, because the last time I checked, I cannot tell anything that Henry Costa supported in politics that became a winner, even to Joseph Boakai. That's why I keep telling you.
The young one, in front of his mouth.
Oh, okay.
Because they feel like whatever Liberian people you get used to hearing over and over and over, that what they can believe, even though they don't believe the messenger.
Okay.
Or they can believe people you say something over and over. You know, Costa is one of the main people that made Joseph Boakai relevant politically. Next to CDC, CPP. CPP is the one that actually put life into Joseph Boakai and the party. They were nothing. They were nobody. But Costa then they make it look like Joseph Boakai get what it takes to be president. He has the experience.
And that is why maybe
about president before.
Yes.
can't be president again. The only thing he can be, the only thing he's good for is president. And so they sell that mindset, and people buy into it. They buy into it, and they kind of stuck in their head. That's just about time. He probably been suffering for a long time, for 18 years. Probably be vice president, he may not be minister, he not be director, but how can the man will be for anything? That could be way, man. That could be vice president to the man. That could be that could be even Papa himself, knowing his own stature, knowing his own inner conviction when it comes to being a troublist, he himself did not even make that approach for Cummings to be his vice president, because he said he doesn't want to be the person to bring Congo people back to power.
And that was the same sentiment. The same thing we've been talking about, that when the people are ready to make their choice. Look, even the kind of a damage that Costa came with, in any normal country, Bwaga are going to end up losing that election, because those revelations was damning. But in Liberia, that's why I can never use conventional wisdom when it comes to Liberian politics, because the voters themselves, they confused. Look, you look at the kind of a thing that Costa came with. You think if it was in another country that Bwaga could survive that? No. It can only happen in Liberia. That is why many Cummings will continue to struggle until those people can give me an indication that we are ready for you. Until then, I'm not making any commitment, because whether you're speaking on issue or not, they could care less. Let me tell you how the people can justify stuff. When 2017 came around, they said.
So, Mom, yeah, but while we do that, let me just
Yes.
update you. I see two people here donated to SKT.
Okay.
And I don't know, the other guy here shouldn't call his name, but he's a guy. And the other person, first name is Felicia, but I'm not going to call it the whole name.
They got to separate again. We 2 hours on the program, and we more than 200 plus here. I don't know other people, so yes, but we got to do something far better than that. Two is not even, we ain't even started the conversation yet. Yeah. When we start around 15, 17, then I know we halfway there, or we in the conversation.
I just updated you, my brother.
Yeah. And second, like I was saying, it's just how the people operate in the country. That's how they vote. These people will find every excuse to not go for people that are better. Yeah. When they got ready for Georgia, they said educated people fail Liberia. So I used to ask, where in the world you have seen educated people fail a country? And you forget that we already has 2 master's degrees. Oh, because you want to vote for Ghana, so he's uneducated. Oh, you guys forgot that we are holds a master's degree. So how can he be? So I asked one of the solutions. I said, if educated people fail Liberia, then why are you voting for Georgia? Because the last time I checked, Georgia holds a master's degree. So he's one of the most educated Liberian. And he couldn't say anything. I said, yeah, that is exactly what you guys will do. You will find all the reason in the war to justify your emotion, and you will forget about the logic. So if you can tell Cummings whether he can do this, look, how many policies Cummings never came up with? Dating back to the day of the CPP, how many reform ideas, how many business ideas to help chart the economy, whether it's on how they call it, ecotourism, whether it's about agriculture, how many ideas? The people over there, logic doesn't work with them. Until they tell you we are ready for you, you can do anything. Look, the moment Cummings take a side early in this game, he will agitate the other side, and that will be the end of it. I will wait. I will sit on the sideline until I can get signal. If there is no signal, if there are no indication that they will be going to Cummings' way, I will not put a penny in politics. That's what I would do.
But my question to you now, where are the surrogates of Cummings? Are they waiting for Cummings to give them money again before they can start speaking?
No, they are.
Because Cummings does not, let's say,
go ahead.
Cummings is saying nothing. But where are the surrogates? But they are busy confusing themselves whether or not they will get job with Joseph Boakai, or they should just go with CDC. Because why? Their interest is not about Liberia.
No, it will never be.
It's what is in it for them. Unlike the CDC, right after Joria left power, you see CDC youth, you see Jefferson Koji moving here and there with people, you know, when the so-called asset recovery came out, we were the first on social media our platform, we said it was a joke. CDC picked it up. I didn't hear from anybody from ANC that you can't be doing this. I didn't hear it. I'm not talking about Cummings now. I'm talking about other people who's supposed to be there, making sure that the ANC is alive. The ANC cares about Liberia and the Liberian people. When the situation happened in Kinjor, even some lawmakers, they were speaking. The only person from the CPP that really spoke and said the asset recovery thing was a joke, it was Musa Belete. Everybody else, we didn't hear them. All the other big names that we saw on the podium for Cummings, where are they? You didn't win the election, that's fine. But so that means you were enjoying the election, you were enjoying anything here for election purposes, only you don't care about Liberia. You didn't win the election, so what? You don't have to wait for Cummings, and you don't pay money to talk. How come they're not reaching out to SKTV to say, you know what? We from the ANC or we from the CPP, we got something to say. We want to come on your show. Are you going to charge us or are you going to give us free time? We want to come on the show to speak on issues, critical issues in the country. We want to make sure that, like Joseph Barker tell us what happened to the army wives' protest. They said there's going to be investigation. What is the result of that? What happened to the people that got killed in Kinjor, Grand Cape County? Any update from Joseph Barker? What calling the president out, calling the government out on issues of national concerns. What happened to the money? We don't understand. The $40 million Joseph Barker get, what happened to that? The CDC, the $3 million they took, when they were leaving power, where did that money go? You insert yourself into the conversation. Liberian people know you're serious. Liberian people know there's something there called ANC. But again,
that's Liberia for you.
I think Mr. Cummings is still thinking about running for president. And if Mr. Cummings is going to do that, both him and his people should start, making their presence felt. Let people know that, yeah, they are there and they are fighting for the Liberian people. They care about Liberian people, so that, when it comes to decision making, people will be thinking in that direction. But if it's not because of the political vacuum, you think CDC should be talking right now, Monk? If there are other opposition political parties and opposition grouping, whether it is the auxiliary groups and other areas, you think CDC will be talking right now? No. Hello? Yes. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Nancy. I'm calling from Pennsylvania.
Hey, Nancy. How are you?
I'm okay. How's it go?
Yeah, how are you? So you're live.
I'm Monk. Hi, Steve. Hi, everybody.
We're doing good. Thank you.
Yeah, you guys are going through the conversations, and I was like, is this Liberian people really worth fighting for?
Good question.
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. For me, I don't think that Liberian people is worth fighting for. You're fighting for them when they're fighting against you. You're talking for them, they're fighting against you. Even from the beginning, Mr. Cummings was the only man that went to all those countries. Visited all those countries. When I remember when he and Yeke Koduba, when they went to
Grand
Jury.
Yeah,
started way before the election, way ahead.
from the beginning, they start that may put energy into that stuff. He was the only politician in Liberia that really kept it. I will not lie to you. Liberian people really were fighting for. They look at all that stuff. They disappoint. A lot of people is disappointed in Liberia. I will not lie to you. And I will say it right now. You see all those players, they are regrouping themselves to rig the election for 2029. Then that's exactly what's going to happen. When the American or whatsoever war crime don't come to that country, I'm sorry, forget it. We done. We doomed for many years because they regrouping themselves. Every time Mr. Cummings he can talk to the Liberian people. They will not do nothing. They will still rig that election. They will rig it. They will rig it. So the thing is, the war crime code should come. That's what we're trying. We pray to God. Because when Brother National War Crime Code, I know war in economic code, I know there will be zero problem with Americans. And there will be zero problem with foreigners. The Liberian people will rise against them. So I know that.
Okay.
But it's just a matter of time. But Mr. Cummings, when Mr. Cummings, that's not happening. I will not lie to you for Mr. Cummings to be president. Let's just pray. Let's just pray because those people, they are wicked people. Fucking wicked. They put wicked in the country. The leaders man don't want to call election. They call president wicked to the Liberian people. And the Liberian people are fighting for. Let them be there to suffer. They won't put Jawia by the put Jawia. You won't put snake, you won't put scorpion,
That's it right there.
We'll eat your children. I have business. So I don't even care for Liberian no more. I just care for myself now. Taking care of myself. Why can't people for Liberian back there do it? Why can't people myself do it? We don't want to care our children in our BP houses. Take our kids. And our kids will step on the children. That's what they say to them.
Thank you, Nancy. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Let's go to the line here. I think this is the Brookable Power. Brookable Power, are you there? Yeah, you are live on SKTV.
My sister, poetry now get angry in it. You can get angry and listen those things that you just said. And look, let me congratulate Steve. If you can't reach, I'll make Steve my consultant. Steve is the man with words. Steve say one is real and God is true.
Pay your $25. Ali, why are you talking?
Monkey will pay $25 before you become rich.
And more. No, let me tell you something. More you are stronger, but sometimes you cannot do yourself. On a true note, you always talk bringing a point to do that all. The thing will say, what you just said. What a man, a politician, the man you announce himself that you want to be president. If you don't make it, say no. And I just, what you say, oh, and then how to wait, say that. That's your way. What is that in NATO? In NATO, the people know enough for them to have a president to have a desire for president. So you don't even wait. You have to stop. If you cannot stop, you cannot wait for a long time. You start talking, people all look you. No, some of you that you sitting here and listening that level point there, you're joking. We said it to we just saying it. You know, if I was 12 good years, the people was suffering. You left about us 50 women. In less than minutes, they came out with us pretending that they were the best. And the people who when we ate and they play power. If we sit and so, this year, they come out again. If you say a positive about everything, the people say that speaking for them, I'll say that I think that the president. If you say that, oh, come on, wait. Come should wait. Let us stop coming to speak on. Don't go to a two. We have the 7 are not taking pay almost 3 months now. They are not taking pay. You know the money. You got fired the stuff all around. Even not talking about government, you can come and say, oh, if I are having all around, we need government to do it or we need to do this. Don't you come on, your voice. As some of my sisters and saying, oh, they made Monoda. They made a politician. Everybody knows Cummings Monoda. Everybody knows it's not that for them. But when it's about issue, does that mean you have to stop? Like you're not calling about people know that you're talking. You have to talk. If you don't talk, nobody knows you. But you know, you cannot make them know how to see their child. They don't know how to see their child. So they can't tell me a politician to know how to talk.
Thank you.
No, if Cummings wants to be president, you have to start talking from now on.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Thank you. We got to leave it there.
Thank you for the show.
Yeah, thank you. Steve, you say you have a call about how
Yeah, I have a caller.
I also might have been on hold for a while, so let me
Sure,
take
let's take yours real quick and then we can get to the caller here.
yeah. So, caller, what is your name and where you calling from? I think this is Mr. John Maolo. Hello.
Steve, good to hear you again.
Yes, sir.
Listen, I want to contribute a little bit to this conversation.
Yeah, quickly.
I support what you said 100, in fact 1,000%. You're the only one making a reasonable argument here. Second, what you're saying sounds like you're playing a recording of you during the whole year of the election. Because all this thing you say, you said it all through the year. What did these people do? They voted for the least competent, the least able to change their lives. When our people are not thinking about their own future, you can't do nothing. Who spoke more for the Liberian people than Cummings during the 6 years of George Weah? Who got more insult from the Liberian people and the political class than Cummings? That they even lie on him and try to jail him. Who spent more money on the Liberian people than Cummings? And you're talking about speaking for the people? This idea that the president is something you need to pay for is a false and wrong idea, and Liberian people need to get out of it. We're supposed to be looking for the most competent person to change our future. Not the person who can break off or who can offer $5. And until we're ready to do that, we're not ready for prime time. We're not ready for a good person to be president. And I guarantee you, I can bet you $10,000 today, Sekou, you have an election 2029. These people will choose another fool. They will not stop doing that because I tell you,
that's 100%. Trust me.
Register. I went there for the election. I'm in my own research. 65% of the Liberian people don't know what they want. Don't even know what they're looking for. They got another 20% who are just really seekers. They don't care what happened to Liberia. I don't get it apart. It is 10% that really want it. You will not win any election in our country, and they got 5%.
You have to wait for your time, please.
They don't know where they're going. They care, and whether they go up, they can't down. Even if they die, they just be the high it's supposed to be.
Thank you, Mr. Maolo.
You're not going anywhere. That country will not go anywhere until that whole mentality change, which I don't see it in our lifetime.
Thank you.
I can guarantee you it's not going to change. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Maolo. Thank you so much. Steve, so let's go to I still have callers, but go ahead, take that one
Hold on,
person.
what's your name? Where you calling from, please?
Hi, this is Theola.
Hold the line.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Yeah, go ahead, please.
No, hold the line. We Steve taking calls right now, so hold the line. Go ahead, Steve.
Please. Hello, caller. Hello.
Hello. Okay, so hey Steve, hey Sekou, hey Mom, how you doing? This is Theola. I just wanted to make 1 or 2 point of corrections. One, the fact that Steve Sekou generalized that people get behind Cummings or working for Cummings money. I just wanted to say that we made sacrifices from the diaspora to go to Liberia. I was in Liberia almost the whole of last year, and not a dime did I get from my pocket. Everything came out of my pocket. Not a dime. I paid everything out of my pocket. All the trips I made to Liberia, the place I rented, the car I had, everything came out of my pocket. Nothing came from my pocket. Because when I believe in something, I will make the sacrifice of what I believe in. So what a lot of us weren't in it for what we could get from Mr. Cummings. With that being said, I just wanted to clear that part. With that being said, we need to understand the public, the Liberian public. We do not vote on the issues. We vote on sympathy, just like Monk said. We don't know what we want. We will get there and say, oh, if I had known. Do you know how many calls I've gotten from staunch Boyka supporters complaining now why they voted for Boyka? And they're regretting that they should have voted for Cummings? Those are people that were in the CPP And when Boyka broke away from the CPP, they followed Boyka to the Unity Party. And now I'm getting calls. Even just this morning, I got another call from Liberia. Somebody complaining that if they had known, they would have stuck with Cummings and promoted Cummings. At the end of the day, I get what Sick was saying. Cummings needs to speak up. Yeah, he will speak up, right? Everybody grieves differently. I understand the other callers say, oh, that politics and whatnot. Everybody grieves differently. Give him time. Wait and see what happens. He's coming. He's coming back, and he will speak for the Liberian people.
So quickly before you leave, so you are confirming what SKTV is reporting that Mr. Cummings is still interested in the presidency. Is that what you're confirming?
I did not say that.
Okay.
He has not told me that.
Okay.
I've asked him, and he has not answered that question. My last trip to Liberia, I just came back last month. I met with him and I asked him, and he did not say anything about it. Okay. He just said he's leaving up to the Liberian people.
Okay.
Just like you all been saying, it needs to be.
So before Tiola go, let me just clarify. The reference that those that were around Cummings, those big surrogates and the ones that were all over the place, they're waiting for Mr. Cummings to give them money. I was actually referring to those people in Liberia. Okay. Not the ones from here. I know the ones from here contribute a lot. We covered some of the events. I know, the actual Liberian actually supported Mr. Cummings with their money, not to ask him for money. I'm talking about those people in Liberia there who were big names. Why are they not speaking now? Why are they waiting for Mr. Cummings? Because they're waiting for Cummings to get their money before they can go and start speaking. The thing that they are doing it for Cummings are supposed to do it for themselves and for Liberia. That was the point I was making. But thank you for your clarification.
Makes sense.
Thank you, Tila. Bye for now.
All right.
One.
Yeah. So let's go to the line here. Saros is here. Saros, I don't know, you are on line Liberia there, but you still got something to say. My man, go ahead. What's going on?
Yeah, Chief. So, today's whole issue, the thing all of us is interested, even though now we're in the press, but we supported Mr. Cummings, and that is no hidden secret. And
you too? You just Steve, you supporting Cummings too?
No, you listen to me now.
Oh, you supported Cummings. Okay, that's in the past.
Of course, we supported Mr. Cummings.
Okay, I got you.
He's ready to be president again. I will have no regret to support him because I believe he's the best and he can change Liberia. But Mr. Cummings, this is the thing. Let a lot of our people get to understand that politics is not feelings. Let's go to Nelson Mandela. Yeah,
my man, don't tell me open your story. I got plenty of people calling you.
No, I was leave it now.
Okay.
Let's go to Nelson Mandela. He went 27 years. We are talking about Mr. Cummings speaking out for the Liberian people. Okay, let's say if you don't want to be president, but you as a prominent Liberian that a lot of Liberians look up to, it is a responsibility sure upon you to speak out for the people now. So Mr. Cummings, and if Mr. Cummings is coming back, Mr. Cummings need to re-strategize and move all the hustlers. I will tell you this for free, Mr. Cummings, all the people you're referring to, the people are here looking for a job in the United Party government are even thinking. And these are people with profession who can even survive outside politics, but they care not. But they are hustling on the Joseph Parker government. So this is the problem. These are the things here. We're not saying Mr. Cummings doesn't have a chance to recalibrate. And let me join Kiola. Mr. Cummings, I was in the last meeting. I've always been privileged to be around. Mr. Cummings told you getting 1 year, 6 months. So until then, let the Liberian people, let's keep hoping that he will come out to say he will decide in that 1 year, 6 months. So thank you for having me.
Thank you. Yeah. So, but before we go, let me inform you that SKTV is reporting that Cummings is still interested in running for president. We are saying that, and we know exactly what we're talking about here. Whatever you're seeing in your meeting, whatever Cummings tell you, Cummings didn't tell you, you're the NC people, then we don't care. But we are reporting, SKTV is reporting that Cummings is still interested in running for president in 2029. So let that be known to people who are on the fence, so that they will know that if Cummings, Cummings will run. And those people too who thinking about running to say if Cummings is not running in the race, I will run. We are informing you that Cummings stay interested in running. So if you think, if Cummings does not run, you will run. Forget about it. Cummings will run. All right, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so let's go to the line. Let's go to Eugene. What did I do? I kept on the hold forever, and then I just hang off. I'm sorry. Hello, Eugene.
Now who you still hold up?
Yeah, Eugene, I still hold on. They're not you. I'm talking to Steve.
Oh,
Steve, I know now that I know Steve is a hero.
God there.
Yeah, go ahead, Eugenia.
No, I just wanted to say to like breakable power and people like CDC supporters, where is President Weah? Why isn't Weah speaking out? Y'all so concerned about Mr. Cummings and his little 1% or 0%, so y'all giving him. Leave him alone. When he's ready to speak, he will speak. Where's all the other people who's in this race as well? Why aren't they speaking against the ills? President Weah is a former president. He should be the main one speaking up. Where is he? Why is he quiet? No, they want to use Yeke with all his ranting to be discussing things. They can't hide behind Yeke. They need to come out and speak as well. That's what I wanted to say to Breakable.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we got a lot of calls coming in, my man. So this person here is 261 number. Last 4 digit is 6106. What is your name and where you calling from?
Oh, this is Emmanuel David from Dublin, Ohio.
Leonard David, go ahead.
Oh, Sekou, let me just say this to more and other people who have seen even if we don't speak, it doesn't matter. But if they follow Liberian politics, those that become president, since those left the scene, people who've been with the Liberian people for a very long time, they were always there. At this time, Cummings should have taken the opportunity to start speaking for the Liberian people very soon and early. That 2029, people say yes, Cummings was there from day one. If Cummings was set until 2-3 years before election or 1 year before election, before he come out, you'll find the same result. If you follow Liberian people, we are voting people, the vote people that follow them from day one. In the good time, in the bad time, the people are speaking for them. Ellen Joseph started, even Taylor Ellen Ray, she didn't win. Before she came back, she won. Joshua did the same thing. 2 different times CDC tried. They never won before they came back. And CDC was not sleeping. So if Cummings was saying you want to wait until time reach before, if you want to be a politician, for your way anger. You have to
Cummings been there for 2 election cycles and gave all the idea. So how long you want him to be there when he was there?
From day one, follow the people. So if they wait until the election time before they go there, then they'll get a same result.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So let's go to the line here. 763 number, last 4 digit 5433. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Sekou, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good.
This is Pastor Cummings Gerald Cummings. How are you?
Pastor Cummings, how you doing, sir?
Oh, man, I go.
I'm going well.
Welcome.
There is something I keep hearing. It's good that you made that clarification that you are making reference to people that were in Liberia. Even when you do your research very well, there were folks in Liberia that walked around Mr. Cummings that could swing the table around in a positive direction, but they were not given a dime and they were never given an opportunity to do so. So sometimes when we speak strictly to the point and facts on names of individuals who were there collecting money and were not doing nothing. Because some of us were victims of that same narrative that you just gave a few minutes ago. But let's go to the issue here.
And those were that was the majority of the people that were given power in Liberia that contributed nothing, and they were only depending on Mr. Cummings. They're writing budget from budget to budget, budgeting things, expecting Cummings to spoon feed them with money, and they contributed nothing. There were people that contributed, but that's just that's a minute portion of the people.
You get the opportunist.
Yeah.
Around him.
Those are the people I'm talking about.
You must blame the principal too, because when the principal ears be open to advices, then the principal will understand those who are around him are just collecting.
Yeah.
That's the fact.
Mm-hmm.
If you sit in the studio, you run that studio, and people on the ground, your reporters go out there to bring report, and you're giving them money and they're not bringing factual report, it is incumbent upon you then to listen to who bringing the right report or who not bringing report. So I would not give you money to go bring report or to cover a story when you're not bringing the kind of story reader.
True.
Okay, but here's the point I wanted to make. I hear people say, you know, you have to speak. Let's go back to history. Before the 1997 election, Toba Nantibote was vocal when he introduced Susuku. Before the 2005 election, Simeon Freeman, of all the presidential candidates, was the guy who spoke out there more than any other person up to current. But he never won election. He's been vocal from radio stations to radio stations. The strategy here is not how well you talk, not how long you talk. But let's look around you. Who are the people around you? What's your performance as it relates to election or media canvassing? Nothing. So if you speak now and start to speak on those issues, but you don't tailor your information that it will reach down to the mom who is selling or roasted cassava and can make her to vote right, it's just a waste of time to go from radio stations to radio stations explaining the issue. The thing here is that most of the people make serious mistake when they go from radio stations to explain issues, but then they leave out the rural constituents or the rural constituencies and they focus only on Monserrato. You don't win an election like that. History has proven it over and over in Liberia. You don't. So even if Mr. Cummings hold back today or President Weah hold back today or tomorrow morning and start to speak, it's just like you saying something that you needed to say ever since in the minds of the people. And then another thing, something Steve said earlier on, Steve, every time you make reference to the church as a pastor and a journalist, sometimes I laugh because sometimes we got to be at an equilibrium when we speak and make the church a reference or an example. The church has been a pivotal role in Liberia, and there are pastors who stand for integrity and stand for principles in Liberia, as compared to journalists, as compared to political parties in Liberia. That's the point I wanted to make.
Thank you so much. That's a selling point. Thank you. We appreciate it, my brother. So, Brazilian month, just a quick update.
Give us an update. Our people step on the game a little bit.
That is 2 people are still over there.
Wow.
Let me check the other one. Yeah. Maybe today is a different Friday. So you can, yep, that's it. So, you know, as it relates to the people and people speaking, the names that Pastor Cummings just mentioned, some of those names, you know, they've been in politics, but Mr. Cummings is not the same level with Simon Freeman and other people that he just mentioned. Mr. Cummings has a lot of support from the diaspora, huge support. That's why it's important that diaspora Liberians be able to vote and participate fully in the Liberian electoral process. But let me take this call and then we'll call it a day. 96494. I'm good. How are you?
T from New Jersey, yeah.
Go ahead, T.
Sekou, the caller that just called, the last caller before they got called, and the lady that called from Pennsylvania, I agree with her 100%. Sekou, you know, some of us in there as Liberians, we confuse. In other words, we confuse and also we giving up to the point that we're ready to give up. What our people really want? What do they really want? You know, what do they really want? They reward people for being bad. You understand? All the people being there alone, they suffer all alone, you know, he suffered, he didn't make it, so let's give it to him. And let's not come down. We reward people for being bad. What do people really want? And then after the election was over, they were on social media, all the area money they insulted Mr. Cummings. Now they want the female to speak on what? When you go talk now, they will say, what? They want to just he's trying to sabotage the man on presidency. Yeah, he had a bad chance. What do you really want? We don't really want. They want that black out. And then somebody's supposed to be complaining that we're supposed to be flying on the whatever they're supposed to be flying. But everything is a problem. What do they really want when you see it and say, oh, I'm talking about old president? Yes, I'm talking about old president. But what the old president is, when you put something wrong, it's not going to fall. But when you old president said one man go off the table, you want to come to fall. That's what they don't get. So what Mr. Cummings will speak on all he got money went for free. If he's from my one, it's up to Mr. Cummings. You want to try it, we will support it. He likes to do it as much as he can. Do it go for me, we support it. If God said we'll be here, let the people like brother, let go see how much people, because all the people that they for 2029, what Mr. Cummings must speak. Why we let to use people? We need to go to be there, but so go to fight a battle. And then when the battle is being fought, what kind of reward you give to the wrong people to be abused? Like how many people abuse women? Okay, in a relationship, you can't see your way to get out. And sure you are good man, you still say, no, you know what? I will go to that man. Because he's the one who been abusing me. Let me finish it up. So what was the one? I didn't want to say something, Mr. Cummings. You choose to want to do it, we'll stay with him. But for me, I get off that. Thank you.
Thank you, T. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So, Mo, what say you before we leave?
Look, Sekou, the caller from Pennsylvania, that girl, I think she nailed it. You don't want to put your effort behind people who are not interested in their own well-being. You know, when you do marketing, the first thing they can tell you is to understand the demographic of your buyers, what the buyers want. Because when you know what the buyers want, then you know exactly what to sell. In the case of Liberia, it's a waste of time. That's why I'm saying Mr. Cummings should make minimum effort in Liberian politics until he can get a feedback from the public that they are indeed ready for business. Let me tell you something, Sekou. Let me get you the obituary of the world in Nathaniel McGill, how they call him, said the Alex Tyler of the world. How can you call a country where the overwhelming of people saying that they want war and economic crimes go, but yet they elect criminals that are on sanctions? How do you even explain that to make sense to a normal human being? You know, when one senior brother got put in my inbox, say you can't keep insulting. That's not insult. When people use emotion over logic, it's not insult. When you go to a country where people are not ready for their own progress, that's not insult. It's reality. Maybe you don't want to say it, but that's the truth. Let me give another example. When Mayor Jones came with a macro loan initiated to empower the ordinary market woman in the street, you know the name they gave him? Poverty doctor. That's the name they call Mayor Jones with. Poverty doctor. In the country where the vast majority of people live below the abject poverty line, and they call somebody poverty doctor, but yet on election day, Mayor Jones got less than 1% of the vote. And you want me to argue that somebody should put a lot of effort, that their message, you know, they got to be strategic? No. Being strategic doesn't work in Liberia. Logic does not work in our society. It's sentiment, it's travel land, it's hate for people who are successful, it's hate for people who got vision. They will find every way to silence and coin you. Look, if I were to put Georgia on the ballot with Cummings today, I put in election, Georgia is going to beat Cummings again. That's what I'm telling you. There is no need for him to even make any declaration. You will see that vibe. I mean, you will hear that vibe in the street. You will see the voter. You will see the anger. And, you know, politicians feed off of people anger and resentment. There are certain things people can see and be like, you know what? We're done with this guy. We're looking for somebody else. That is when they tend to, you know, I was following the 2008 election when Obama was running.
So Monk,
yeah.
So the analogy is making sense to me. But when you said, if you put Weah and Cummings today, Cummings and Joe Weah will win.
Yeah.
Based on what? What do you think Joe Weah will win? Why? Is it because of Joe Weah perform better, or Joe Weah is a better person?
No, it can never be about performance. It can never be about merit, because I know even in his sleep, he put Georgia and Cummings together to come out with idea. Cummings will come out on top. But in the situation of Liberia, you put Cummings and Weah on the ballot, Georgia is going to win.
Why?
Because Georgia come with for this celebrity clout. That's one. Georgia is a cultural icon. 2 out of every 3 voters in Liberia below the age of 35. Georgia appealed to that generation. That is why in Liberia, Georgia can post some little footpath in Doe community, Maranseliku Bay or highway that stretches to another county, and they will call him Barrow Medicine. Because the voter, the people that Georgia appeals to, they are a whole different breed of voter. It's a generational thing. Do you think, I would know, I would been reading, I'm not saying I'm old enough to know everything about Liberia. Do you think I ought to look at Georgia and agree on the issue of infrastructure development, knowing what?
Let me tell you this. Anyway, by the way, I stay still like three people. You know why it can become 3? The person who donated first, that person donated for the second time just to increase the number. So we got 3 people. So I'll go back there later on before we close, just to update you. But I want to say this, Monk. Liberia electoral system, we need electoral reform in Liberia. On the level playing field, after George we are failing, after gross incompetence displayed by George Weah, after enough stealing by George Weah, after being seen as one of the most corrupt government in the history of Liberia, any election on the level playing field against George Weah will Cummings will beat him. Let me tell you what happened in Liberia. The political class, they decide the election. The will of the people are not reflected in the election. George Weah was depending on the same political class to have won this election. But the fact that United Party being there before him, they served 12 years and they had their people plotted in all the area. They had people everywhere. That's what they told you. What happened in the second round, first round is not going to happen in the second round because they knew exactly what happened. Even those of them that are saying now Cummings have 1%, they believe that Cummings did not have 1%. Cummings was given 1%. You know, voter people to have 1%. Where in the world Cummings party candidate for representatives will get more votes than Cummings? Where in the world they vote for the lady that ran for Senate, Victoria Kokwe? We got more votes in Monsuaro than Cummings getting in the entire country. That's not possible, you know that. But yet, when it comes to Cummings, they agree that Cummings got 1%. But when it comes to the integrity of the election or questioning George Weah and the CDC, they say the election was rigged in the first round. See that? They said the election was rigged in the first round if it's about CDC. But if it's about Cummings, then the election was not rigged in the first round. So I'm telling you, the voters are afraid of war. They are afraid of chaos. They are afraid of being targeted or being killed by the power that be. But if we have a system in place in Liberia where voters go to the booth and vote free and fair and in a transparent manner, and the vote is counted free and fairly, no Liberian can beat Cummings.
Segu,
I'm telling you, you know what Prince did last time in that Latin happened in Nima? It happened everywhere in this election. Wherein the election is decided before the election. Joe Weah did not see this coming. Joe Weah did not see it coming. They're going to be betrayed by the same system that they use to apportion vote number to every candidate. Joe Weah then they did this. They fixed it in a way that Joe Weah and Joseph Boakai will be the one to go for the second round. They destroy everybody else, especially Cummings. They make him irrelevant so that why is it that after the first round, all of them start running to Cummings? Even though they think Cummings got 1%. Why is it that they were running to him? Because they know the result that is public, the result they publish is different from the way the Liberian people voted. But again, that's Liberia. Until the system can change, we'll remain where we are. But it's not because the Liberian voter. I stay with the belief, Monk, that the way of the Liberian people was not reflected in the last election. I still don't believe it. So you can go ahead and then from there we can cut it there.
You man said we bought into that same logic during the election. The one thing that I know, we know that there are loopholes in the process that people are going to exploit. And that's why I keep saying we are saying the same thing, but in a different way. The reason I'm saying it is the longer United Party and CDC stays in the corridor of power, they will control every level of government. We all knew that the numbers was not reflected Liberian people will. Yeah. But the one thing that I know, even if it was manipulated, Cummings never received more votes to put him into the top or to make him a super competitor in that election. I bet you, Sekou, if we were to take one day on the show and just
so you think Cummings actually got 1%?
No, I don't think he got 1%. I'm just saying that even though it was twisted, but the number that he received, even if the process would have been fair, based on how the people operate, it wouldn't have put it in the second round either way. These people, Sekou, you said the thing on your show, you were surprised. I mean, on your page where you listed Jeremiah Cohn, and you of all people can testify to that. Look, I'm saying the way how the people vote, it has been proven time with our numbers over 4 different election cycles that it's almost like a two-party system between Unity Party and the CDC. Yes, I know that Cummings senatorial candidate cannot get more votes than Cummings, but the question is, was the manipulation so big that it would make Cummings your competitor? No, I don't think that was going to happen. It didn't happen. My thing is,
and then do you think Victoria Cook can get 50,000 votes in Montserrat? The Cummings get less than 40,000 votes in the entire country.
No, that's what I'm saying. The number doesn't add up. But I'm saying even if they had cheated Cummings or if they're cheating, the fact of the matter is Cummings was still going to be a major competitor to exceed the number of Unity Party and CDC to get into round number 2. That's what I'm saying.
We can't say that for sure because we don't know the number. See that's the problem. If the vote, if the Unity Party people themselves that won the election, they agree that the first round was rigged. So they say what happened to them? Because they were happy that they were put in the second round. Because CDC thought that the election with them in the Unity Party, they thought because Unity Party and other opposition were not seeing eye to eye, CDC thought they would have gotten a chance to win the election or to getting the support of other opposition against the Unity Party. So they preferred going into the second round with the Unity Party. The numbers for both CDC and the Unity Party in the first round, it was made up. The number for everybody, including Appleton, those numbers were made up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They were made up. There's no argument to that. But even in the absence of being made up, I'm saying, let me tell you something. The number one theory that hold constant, when people got fed up with the WIA administration and they decided they were going to vote against WIA, people never gravitated to Joseph Boaga because he was the best candidate. One thing that I noticed from this going election was, at a certain point in time, people believed that Cummings would have been a spoiler. That's why I keep telling you, when you are about to win election in Liberia, you will know. You can tell where the people are going to gravitate. That's why they told you, either way you go, whether Joseph Boaga there or not, we are carrying, because they believe that Joseph Boaga would have been the only person to have toppled Georgia in terms of number. So going to Cummings was going to be almost like spoiling the process because they were so angry with George Weah that the closest thing to remove George Weah was a Joseph Boaga. That is why they went that way. So I will agree that the numbers is not reflective of Cummings' performance in the election, but equally so, Cummings never got enough numbers that we have making
But,
a
okay, but why you think
party.
they did that? Why you think they did that? Why you think they gave Cummings 1% and give Appleton more number than Cummings? Why you think they did that?
Well, it has always been a case in the CPP. Everybody sees it as a threat. Because what I say, it's all about sentiment. It's not only about the number. They believe that he's a threat. So why do you think they went to the CPP immediately when the things will be a contest, they make it a coronation and they gang up against Cummings? It's the same thing. You don't want for a Cummings to make noise in an election and then we'll get people the idea that he's capable of winning. You want to denigrate him. You want to cut his number down and make him irrelevant. Then that way you can try your luck against a unity party or against a CDC. That's exactly what happened. So people say, you know what? St. Joseph Boaka, Unity Party and the establishment, they've been there, they got a base. The best thing we can do, we can align with Boaka, even if we don't agree with Boaka, but he will be the closest thing to remove Joshua. That's exactly what happened. But anyway, we'll leave it for today. We'll do our 1980 show tomorrow because this topic was so fascinating and hard that people
but and then the guys didn't show up. All of them didn't show.
No, one of the guests, one of our guests show up, but I think he said he was having problem with the link. Anyway, it's the same thing. He never showed up anyway. I mean, he tried to, but it didn't work. One of our guests showed up. And the big brother from Belgium told me he was so busy he never got feedback earlier. So who knows? The weekend tomorrow we can do it. The same history. We can reflect on the day. But today's topic was something else. And I
think people love it.
Yeah. Don't forget
I'm actually responding to some of the text messages here.
Yeah.
It's not easy. So yes, we have one more person who supported the platform by sending $50.
If tomorrow we'll do tomorrow on our show, we will still continue our Friday because when they honor perform, they always come back.
Yeah, four people.
Tomorrow it will be the historical day on the show. We'll go back to the history and we will do the deep dive. But tomorrow, just know that our offering continues because today is below expectation, and we ain't going that route on SKTV. So hopefully tomorrow, while we're talking about what got us here, it's the same thing we talk about investing in your people. Now, what got us here? You bring a war, you destroy a generation, and you think those kids supposed to come out and perform miracle. No, they are only exposed to things that they have seen. So when it comes to election time, I will keep telling Badonkula, this thing is not insult. You can call it insult all you want. It's not insult. That's how our people vote. Our people told you 1980 that Native woman born Sawyer and Congo woman born Roe. They forget about all the good things that were happening for the country, and look where we are today. 1997, they said, you killed my man, you killed my pa, I will vote for you. This thing got nothing to talk about insult. I will not insult people, but the reality is the reality. Look, you cannot sugarcoat the reality. That's the problem. You want to pick words, you want to be very smooth, but at the end of the day, it boils down to the reality. Our people will choose emotion over logic. And that's what been happening in Liberian politics. I put Prince Johnson and Cummings on the ballot. Prince Johnson is maybe guaranteed to receive more number than Cummings. It's not because Prince Johnson is smarter. It's not because he can come with a new idea, but that gets the society.
Yeah, so Felicia is saying that you should learn to start collecting when we have a lot of people. When the number is here, you don't have to wait till people leave and then.
Oh yeah, we'll do that tomorrow. We'll continue our collection tomorrow, and tomorrow.
Yeah. So Mo, what happened?
Yeah.
So the 4 donations we have here, two came from one Felicia. I don't want to call their last name.
Okay.
A person donated twice just to increase the number.
Wow.
That's great. And then the other one came from a gentleman on the Zelle, and also 2 gentlemen actually. So today we're 2 gentlemen and 1 female that donated to SKTV. I want to say thank you to
we'll continue tomorrow on SKTV because we're doing a regular Friday thing. Like we said, we don't want to. That thing is voluntary. We don't want to put stress on people for our guys.
And you know who's supposed to contribute here? The person that gave me heart and tumor day, my sister here called Helena Flomo.
Oh yeah,
I
know. I can see your commenting all
day. She said she can see the law in my face, but I'm not making. I will make it. My own, so long as people make it, we make it. Yeah.
So tomorrow we'll continue. We'll go back. You see the history it's the same history that brought us here. The thing never started 10 years, 20 years. It started more than 40 years ago. When people decided to play politics and drew a wedge between the Liberian people with their classism, with their name calling, it's exactly what we're experiencing today. That our people can look at competent folks that could bring a whole lot to that country, but no, they same divide, they same label. Look how Mele Prince Johnson was a renowned killer talking about Southern and Gomorrah thing. I was like, brother, I would not support homosexuality, but can you compare anything with homosexuality? I mean, your behavior and your actions in Liberia. Can you talk about anything worse? But yet you are the one giving 3 terms, the longest serving senator, I would say, 27 years by the time your reign come to an end. And you are the one that been deciding. Why should a guy like you that have never contributed anything positive to Liberia be a major factor in 4 elections? Technically deciding the outcome of elections in Liberia. And you want me to sugarcoat the reality? Come on, man. Let's be real for one. That's the society there. But tomorrow we'll take it out, man. We'll pick it up again tomorrow.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
So my people, we'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, thank you so much. We appreciate you guys. And this person who donated twice, one Felicia, thank you so much. We appreciate you so much. They don't want to call the full name because people don't want to be seen as, And the 2 gentlemen too, both didn't say they don't even say don't announce it. But I have to announce it. Yeah, the one who sent the $25 to the cash, I say don't announce it. But we'll announce it. Thank you guys. Thank you all. Those of you who always donate, you didn't do it today, we still say thank you. This thing is everyday thing, We can't force people to do what they don't have, what they can't afford. So we recognize everybody's effort. Being here alone on the show for this long, we appreciate it. 3 hours. That's a lot. Thank you, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. You have a wonderful day.